Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. First, just want to make sure everyone can hear me. We good?
I think
I
so.
can hear you.
Yes. Awesome.
Can you hear
Welcome to
me?
the stream. Yes, I can hear you, Brian. Darius, I think I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, and Sammy, I can hear you. Okay, perfect. Welcome, everyone. It's been a little while since we did a stream. I believe the last one was at the end of August, so we went a whole month without one, but we are back with these three fine individuals. Joining me tonight, we have Darius, Coaster Jones, Brian, Coaster Pat Shirt Guy, and Sammy, who's just Sammy now. But we have some very exciting discussion points. Of course, we are right in the middle of haunt season, so we are going to have a little bit of discussion about that. But before we get into any of that, I do want to just point out the Discord server. It's not really new anymore, but if you are into Discord servers, Sammy and I do run one called the Unload Station. The join link is pinned in the chat. If you have any interest in joining that, now would be a good time to do so. But before we get into the Q&A, as always, we are going to start off with our pre-Q&A discussion points that we want to go over before we get into the Q&A portion. So go ahead and send all your questions in the chat. We'll get to them momentarily. But first, we got to talk about the haunts. Now, Darius, I know will pretty much be excluded from this discussion because you haven't done any haunts this season, correct?
No, none.
Okay. So this is definitely going to be myself, Brian, and Sammy. And the three of us have all been, at least in terms of similarities, we've all been to Halloween Horror Nights. So
Yeah.
Brian wanted to kind of have a little bit of a debate amongst the three of us as to which Horror Nights mazes are the best and worst. So, Brian, I'll let you kick off that debate because I know you're very, very passionate about this.
I went the night before you, and then
Yes.
you had a different ranking than mine. And I was like, "What?" And I'm like, "I want to hear your reason." And I was like, "Let's make it fun. Let's have a little debate about them."
Okay.
Just because I don't know how many. We should first tell about HHN, right? Like how the houses work.
Yes.
Because they're conga line and so.
They're very different if you've been to Fright Fest or Haunt or any of the other regional theme park events or even just a local haunt. Those ones you're typically going to get grouped into small groups and then go through kind of individually. Whereas at Horror Nights, it is a full-blown conga line. There is never a gap between you and the person in front of you. At least there's not supposed to be. They want you to constantly be moving, and that's because they get absolutely insane crowds there, and they want to get as many people through as possible, which when I first heard about that, I was kind of discouraged. I didn't really want to go. But honestly, I think it works to their benefit because having that conga line, they have so many scares. And if it wasn't a conga line, I feel like you wouldn't really get that full effect. So I actually kind of like the conga line. I think it works well. But regardless of that, Brian, I'm going to let you start off with, we'll do your bottom five. Because I know you have your ranking. So from 10 to 6.
Okay, so you start at the worst and go up.
Yes.
I have The Flesh. Well, I don't know the full name of it. Then
Grave of
Fallout, then Hatchets, then the WWE one, and then Terrifier.
Terrifier at number 6?
I was a little disappointed in that one. I was expecting more gore to it than it was.
Wow.
And I don't know if a lot of people know. So there's a dry and a wet path through this. You got to go the wet path.
Yes.
I thought there would have been someone hacking up a body and you get sprayed by blood or something. It's just pipes with blood giving you a bath. I just was like, This is it. This is what this was all built up to be. I just was very disappointed in that moment, and I was like, there was a couple good jump scares in that I got, but again, the conga line, you can miss the timing,
That's true.
And completely. But yeah, those are my bottom. I don't know. I wanted more from Terrifier, and I did not get it.
Okay. Well, I'll talk about Terrifier later because I have very different opinions on that than Brian does. My bottom 5, number 10 is WWE. Was not a fan. Number 9 is Fallout. Number 8, Grave of Flesh. Number 7, El Artista. And number 6, Dolls Play Dead. I knew that one was going to get you.
Dolls is so good.
I think we can at least agree that WWE and Fallout aren't really that great because we both have them ranked pretty low. They're great. They're still really good.
Well, that's the other thing I put. These are all really good houses. So they're all winners. They're really. This is just such a top tier event, and it's it's like marginal numbers. Like decimals is really how you're breaking these rankings down to the worst to least. At least I did it.
Yeah.
When I went. Fallout was because everyone's doing the research through this. They always try and make a fun house. They do a couple fun, and that was just a fun it wasn't really supposed to be scary or gory or whatever. You know, if you're a huge fan of the show, you loved it. Like that was huge. There's a
Well, we got
is
an
there a
interesting
super chat?
super chat here. Thank you, Jack, for the super chat. What did Kaz seats smell like? I mean, I don't really have a great sense of smell, so I didn't smell much of anything.
Oh, I can't smell
Brian, Darius, you guys, I mean, you guys were in Kaz seats, different ones, but
I didn't smell it, and my smelling is horrible.
yeah.
Like no,
Darius,
being a
When we took
mechanic
it across
around
the country, it smelled like White Castle.
that is true. That is true. I don't know. I think it sat for so long out in the elements that any scent that you might be thinking of is long gone at this point, thankfully.
I would say the station itself smelled like grease or motor oil a little bit.
Okay. I mean, like I said, I have a terrible sense of smell, so I don't really know. But I could see that.
Yeah, it smelled like a garage.
It makes sense. That ride took a lot of mechanical pieces to get moving. But back to the haunts. Sammy, I feel like I've been ignoring you. Do you have your Halloween Horror Nights maze rankings, or do you just figure it out as you go?
I have top 3.
Do you have bottom 3?
No, I haven't done bottom 3 because I haven't done Fallout and Hatchet still.
And how many times have you been to Horror Nights?
4. I don't know, I'd rather lap Terrifier and FNAF before I go to those two. If I'm there, I'm like, oh, I just want to do those two. I don't really care. I do want to do Hatchets though. Fallout doesn't really interest me.
Hatchets I really like.
Yeah, no, I've heard good things about Hatchets, and I do want to do it.
I know that was the first house I did, and it just I don't know. I had going into this whole event had very very high standards, and that was the very first house we did, and I don't know. It just I also missed every scare. The jumps happened 2 in front of me or 1 behind me, so I did not get any jump scare at all.
I think the one thing I
killed it right there.
I think the one thing I have on you too is that I've done these houses multiple times.
True.
So
I've only got 1 run through on all of them.
Yeah, so I can kind of.
I got 1 besides Jason. We actually did twice because I didn't. That's the other thing. I did an RIP tour, so that was escorted around the whole park, which was very nice.
Yeah.
But our tour guide didn't like they were in a change of like people, and he's like, I didn't like the ending. We're doing it again. I don't care if they fire me. He says we're doing it again, and we went around and did it again.
Wow.
Dang.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I think my top 3 though: Terrifier number 1, FNAF number 2, then Jason number 3.
I actually do agree with that top 3. That is my exact top 3.
Yeah, I think that's an easy.
FNAF I put is number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. The FNAF is just so good. I think visually is what really makes that maze.
It's not that scary. It's just very well done.
I don't think any of them are really that scary.
No, I mean
For
nothing.
me at least.
Nothing really scares me either. I'm more so just like if a good jump scare happens to catch me.
That's what it is. The jump scare.
Yeah.
Because on that one, the cupcake got me like twice. You go around one corner and the cupcake's like coming right out of your face, and
yeah, it was so in the Terrifier house in Vinny. It was like, am I allowed to spoil these mazes? Like, what's the?
Oh yeah, how much of these spoilers are we gonna?
Yeah, wait, because I'm better to actually like.
All right, if you don't want to spoil it,
the wet
click
trail
off
has
for like 20 seconds while Sammy spoils it. Go ahead.
So the guy comes out with like the arrows in his chest and Terrifier, and what is it? He came up behind Vinny and just scared the crap out of him, and then Terrifier comes Art comes the other way, and grabs the knife and then grabs him right in front of his face, and he was like, "Oh my god, double feature!" And just like almost collapses to the ground. It was so funny.
That's great.
That was a pretty good jump scare though.
You can get a lot of really good kind of double scares when you catch it in the sequence, right? Like that's what I noticed. There's a very much so an interval of the scares, and I got very lucky in basically every maze I was in that scare interval. Obviously, it depends on how fast the conga line is moving for the scare interval to keep up with you. Sometimes it'll move too slow or move too fast and it misses you, but that's a big thing if you catch the scare interval.
You got to catch it right.
Yes.
You really didn't enjoy WW is interesting. Like, did you at least look? Because I know you're not into wrestling.
No.
I'm not into wrestling, but did you at least read any of the backstory to it or anything? Or?
Yes, I saw like what it was based on.
Well, I know they just took the characters and made their own story for it, but I thought it was still well done. Like
Oh
they
yeah.
really embellished the characters and made them. That I just had good timing with the jump scares. That's why I kind of enjoyed it.
Okay. It was all right. I'll jump up to the top
I'm still
5
going
though.
on about because Flesh. How did you? Flesh was the worst.
Oh.
That was just stupid.
I didn't think it was bad. It was pretty good.
It's not bad.
I think the whole
It's not bad,
the
but
whole
it's
point
really
is,
not
like
up there.
No.
you're dead, and then you're supposed to be rotting away as you walk through the whole thing. Because when you first enter,
like
you look
the
up,
sets.
you see your grave, like you're looking out of your grave,
Yeah.
and then you go through all the tunnels and everything. But it's like I don't know. I just wasn't wowed by it. I was like, this is kind of stupid. The story's not there. I think even for me, I think again it was like hit or miss with the jump scares.
That's fair.
Wait, Colin, I have an honorable mention at Thorpe Park, the Ghost Train. I finally got on this thing.
Ah. That used to be
finally got
Darren
on-
Brown's Ghost Train, right?
Yes, that's actually a great ride. It's a year-round. I'll call it a year-round haunt because
Okay.
it's basically a haunt.
That is cool. I wish more parks would have stuff like that and maintain them.
Yeah,
We got
but it's a
another
long
Oh, yes,
experience.
we do have another super chat. Thank you, Christian, for the super chat. Earlier today, I was at BGT and rode Kumba for the first time since April 2024. It was so fun. It's now my number 2 at BGT behind Gwazi. I think it was a pretty fair take. I'd say Kumba's probably number 2 or number 3 at the park. It's funny because the last time I was at Busch Gardens before this time was in November of 24, and it was actually the very last day that Kumba operated. And then the next time that I was at Busch Gardens was about 2 days after Kumba reopened. So go figure. I never missed Kumba. But yeah, I'm very glad you're able to get back on it. It's a great, great ride. Anyways, back to haunts. Darius, you were saying?
Oh, if you make it out to Thorpe, hop on the Ghost Train. I didn't know what to expect. I will not spoiler it. It's actually a really well done ride. I think it's a homegrown. It includes movement, a little bit of placement shifting. They have live actors. They have a bunch of holding rooms. It's an exceptional experience.
That's really cool. If I remember correctly, didn't La Ronde have one at one point? It was called like Maison Rouge, I think it was. And it was a year-round like haunted house they had. I don't know why. I just vividly remember that in one of the Jim Reed Anderson announcement videos. Yes. I don't know if they still have it, but I do know that was a thing at one point. Anyways, though, back to Horror Nights. What did you think of El Artista, Brian? Because this is one that Michael really hyped up for me, and I thought it was just all right.
I put it at number 5.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Again, I had good timing with jump scares, but like the details, like that one, we tried to really kind of walk slow. Like we definitely got a gap between us and the normal people, because we did the tour. And just the details, like when you enter it, and just the stained, like all the small painted details on it. It's just a beautiful house. It's just
oh yeah.
I would love to take, because they do have the daytime tours. I would have loved to have done a daytime tour and just walk through that and see all those little small details and just the whole story of the author and how he lost his mind and everything. I don't know. I really enjoyed that as a house. And
yeah,
again,
I thought visually it was the best.
Jump scares. Yeah.
I mean, especially that room. I forget exactly what it looked like because they all started to blend together. But where it's like a giant circle almost, and I think you're out in the courtyard, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're in the courtyard.
Yes.
The circle.
And you kind of walk around in a circle, and there's all these scares all at once, and it was just it was perfect. But yeah, I think overall it was too short.
From the top too. There was a gargoyle that kind of popped down.
It kind of just went back and forth and was
he
like
was
waving at you and everything.
2 rooms. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was cool.
I don't know. Just the impressive details of it. I was like, wow, this is just. And like with the tour, before we go into each one, they give you like a backstory, and like, so I forgot the guy's name. The designer of that, he's done other ones in the past, and his is always like, he's a very particular kind of detail oriented guy, and they're always the most beautiful and most detailed houses that he does. So it was like on brand for his style of house, which I forgot the name of the guy.
So I want to talk to you about Terrifier, because you putting that at number 6 hurts.
Was it? I put it down as number
Terrifier
6.
is possibly the best haunted house I've ever done. I was jaw dropped after I went through it. Jaw dropped.
What was what was your wow factor?
I think just because it was so long, and I also got caught in the scare interval for most of it, so it was just bam, 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 bam. And I wasn't, I don't care for gore. I think gore can tend to be overdone. I'd much rather see just like great detail. And I felt like Terrifier captured that because I haven't seen the Terrifier movies, but I know a lot about them.
You haven't seen them?
No, I wasn't planning on watching them.
Oh no, I made
good.
sure to watch all 3 because there is all little Easter eggs throughout that of everything.
I also really like the Christmas bit too, with all the Christmas lights overhead, and it, just so much of that worked for me. I thought it was
that was
really
from the
well
third
done.
one. You should have watched the third one.
I heard
watch
it. I heard that was the goriest one.
That's what I heard.
That was
too.
the goriest, but like I wanted to. The other thing, the actor threw up on set trying to film part of it. So that's how bad it was that he threw up on set while filming. That was like, I want to see how bad this is. If this guy's throwing up while filming this, let's watch it. Let's go. Because I'm not a big fan. The gore kind of kills. I'd rather a good story.
Yes.
Like it goes back to like the days of Scream. Like Scream was such a good, had that balance of gore and an actual good plot to it.
It's true. That is true. Well, other than Terrifier, which one do you think kind of challenged your expectations in a good way or a bad way?
You just want me to list my top stuff and then go from there because
if you want,
like I said, Dolls. Well, then
Dolls
I got
was very cool.
3 is Dolls. Then I got FNAF, and then the Gawkin was number 1 for me.
Really
interesting.
Yeah. But Dolls was fun. I think it was part of the tour. But did you know there's buttons you can press that does stuff in there?
I did not know that.
You just start pressing. Well, well, the tour guide said he's like, because the whole premise is you get shrunken down to a toy, and Lila, the girl that is terrorizing the toys, you see her like once or twice in a couple of the windows, but like she's trying to get you and mutilate you.
It's like a demented Toy Story.
He's like, just touch things. You touch one thing, a stove lit up. You touch another thing, the 4 like there was buttons. You just would press it like you're a toy in a little dollhouse playing with buttons. So that being actual like the interactive part was fun. It was like, ooh, what can I touch? And then you're trying to do that, and then someone jumps out, and you're like, what the? I'm like, I'm just trying to press this button, see what it does, and now I got this doll with things shoved in its eyes. Like,
that's cool.
So it was just getting that and having that much more fun in the house. It was like, oh man, this is really interactive. Like, but then you're distracted with the button, and then other side you get jump scared.
Exactly. You mentioned Gawkin as your favorite. Why?
Yeah. One, I hit every jump scare. I was in that magical Congo line spot. But like just to see, so it's the witch gets more so at the beginning you see like a basic kind of witch. At the end she becomes this very powerful witch. So through the whole house she gets more powerful and she changes slightly each time you see the witch until the end. So like just this progression of the story, it was just awesome. And just the detail, the scale, like I don't know, it was just so cool. You really felt like, oh man, I'm in the tundra somewhere, like, and this little town and everything. And it just, like I said, I had the perfect, that one was the only one that I got I had the perfect jump scare on that.
Okay. I thought it was good. I mean, like I said, I put it number 5. It's dead in the middle for me.
More than that.
I just can't put it over the 3 like top tier IPs. I thought the 3 big IPs were just unbelievable this year.
I will say though, Gawkin did scratch an itch for me that I didn't think it would.
Yes.
Like it was very different from a different like other haunted houses I've been through. And I thought I thought the whole kind of like mountain-esque aspect is just, it hasn't really been done. Like that like cabiny feel, like kind of like snowy. I don't know why. Like I've just never really seen that.
It's more of a unique, because like everyone does westerns, everyone does the woods killer, and like this was a very unique property. Like I can't think of another time like Donnie or the Hershey, like any of the other ones. I'm like I can't think of another one when they did something similar. Even like Busch Gardens, I can't think of another time they did that. So that being that much more of original kind of like story that like really hasn't been done before, just really it set it apart.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think
Are
you
there
need to
any
go
other
back down
ones
to
that you
the
want to talk about?
Well, the dolls one was fun, and then FNAF. I'm obsessed with that movie. That is that movie's so good. I can't wait to see the second
Did you
one.
ever play the games?
I never played the games. I want to play the
Mm.
first. I want to play the game now, but like the movie was just so good.
See, I never watched the movie, but I played all the games.
Okay.
So it was obviously it wasn't exactly like the games, but it still worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that was the first one we did. So walking in and first thing seeing
Okay.
that opening scene, I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
It's
And just when you enter that and they're all playing, and then it's just, and then the power goes out and then their eyes light up. I'm like,
Yep,
it's so
it's
good.
excellent. Sammy, is there anything you want to add to any of these mazes?
I feel like it's all been said. I can go on for hours about how FNAF is incredible, Terrifier's incredible, Jason's incredible. Like I don't want to spoil.
Where did you rank Hatchets again? You had that was high, right?
Me? I have that at number 4. That's my favorite besides the big IPs.
I don't know. I feel like that concept has been done. And you got a super.
We do have a super chat from ZM Sapole. Evening, gentlemen. I just wanted to let Sammy know that Top Thrill 2 is elite. That is all. Oh, and enjoy your ice cream, Colin. Well, I already enjoyed my ice cream. Thank you, though.
Where's the ban button?
Sammy, have you even ridden Top Thrill 2?
I don't want to ride Top Thrill 2.
I will say,
it's
as somebody
tall. That's about it.
Given that I rode Top Thrill 2 in its original form in 24, and then what they did to it in 25, I liked it a lot more in 24. I just felt it was more unhinged in 24. Yeah.
I rode it in its original form called Top Thrill Dragster.
Well,
you guys heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Dragster. I rode Dragster. That thing was awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Top Thrill 2 is better than Dragster, but I can't say it's better than Ka. I just can't.
You know they're like the same ride.
What, Dragster and Ka?
Yeah, they're like the same ride.
No. They are not the same.
Dragster was
Ka was always better. No. I'll die on that hill. Ka was better than Dragster. And Ka is better than Top Thrill 2.
Those lap bars made it so much better.
I didn't see. I'm so small. The over the shoulders never bothered me.
Oh, well, okay then. Grow some.
Not my fault. But yeah, I think we've probably talked more than enough about Horror Nights at this point. If you haven't already gotten the message, plan a trip to Horror Nights. If you can't do it this year, do it next year. It's top tier. I'm glad I finally went this year.
Next year's an anniversary year. This was 34, so next year's 35. That's a bigger anniversary year.
Ooh, oh yeah.
So
Are you gonna go crazy for it?
And again, I know it's pricey. Do the RIP tour. It's worth every single penny. Because you get a little like buffet before it starts. Then they have a private tour guide, and you go in front of the express pass. You literally go.
Yeah, there's a separate RIP line, and you literally go right in.
We actually walked when we were going from Hatchets to Dolls, I think it was. We walked by the quote unquote graveyard they had all the Rip Ride Rocket cars lined up. Like we walked like 15 feet away from all them.
Did they let you take pictures?
I did. They didn't say anything, but I haven't posted them.
I'm
like, I don't want to post it, and then like, I don't know, Universal like, oh, you're banned.
Yeah, it's true.
There's apparently a place where you can buy Rip Ride Rocket parts. Like,
there's the warehouse or something, the auction warehouse or something. They got a bunch, like someone bought seats already. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's really cool. They have a lot of stuff. I think they posted today. They just got some Pizza Rizzo stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but do the tour because you get escorted around, and you get before each one you get a little tidbit, like a conversation of what it's about, so you know the story and what to look for, whatever. And then did you see the Nightmare Fuel the show?
No, I did not have time.
That is one of the best. Just Pyro. Oh, it was so good. But you get again front of the line and special seats, and you don't have to be crammed in there like sardines. And then there's 3 bar stops that are only the tour, so you're not fighting for drinks if you're over 21. And the one bar is the bar that's above Jimmy Fallon, so we got to look down. It was the private like balcony bar, so you're looking down on the plaza in front of Rip Ride Rocket.
Yeah, I saw people up there, and I was like, what is that up there? And Michael's like, oh, that's the exclusive bar.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Michael knows every bar.
Yes, and all the exclusive spots. Well, I'm gonna move past haunts now. I think obviously there's other haunts we've done. I've done Hershey Park Dark Nights, which is incredible. Great Adventures Fright
We did
Fest.
Hershey. Hershey was amazing.
Yeah, theirs is almost Horror Nights level. I think they're the closest.
That's honestly
the
after I
regional
went through
park.
Hatchets. I did Hatchets, and like this is hats off to Hershey. I went through that, and I'm like, I wasn't wowed because I had such a high standard for HHN. Went through that, and I'm like, Kill Garage and the Anti-Mortems, the Slaughterhouse
Anti-Mortems
one, I'm like, they're
Abattoir,
just
yeah.
as good. I'm like, both of these are just as good quality as Hatchets.
Here's my problem
That's
with
off to the Hershey team. You are on HHN level.
Here's my problem with Hershey's, and trust me, the event is great. I'm not even gonna dog that the event is bad because it is a great event.
And it's free with your ticket. You don't even need a separate admission ticket.
Yeah,
I just wish there were more mazes than just 5.
that I agree with.
So okay. And then here's my thing: is if they want to do 5, that's fine, but switch them up every year because it doesn't make me as when you're just adding one maze and there's only 5 mazes, that doesn't incline me to go back like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
But I feel like
the
the ones they have
staffing
are
issue.
so good. I don't want them to go away.
Yeah.
Right, but if the ones they have are so good, then there should be no reason that they're going to get worse.
It's true.
Like that, the team is great. You could see it. They know what
Remember
they're doing.
too that they're not universal.
I know it's not universal, and that's why they do 5 mazes.
Right.
They should at least change up 2. Don't just do 1 because I don't need to go. I don't need to fly all the way up there for 1.
I will say I like that there's only 5 because it makes it very difficult to not get them all done in one night and be able to ride rides. That I really appreciate because at Universal, if you don't have Express or the tour and you're trying to get all the mazes done, that is all you're going to do. Whereas Hershey, you're not under that much pressure, even on a crowded night. Yeah, you're going to wait for the houses, but you're easily going to get all 5 done as long as you don't mess around too much, which I do like.
So, Colin, you bring up a good point, and I wanted to ask when you guys talked about RIP, is it like rides where, unfortunately, Express and RIP make the general line longer or feel longer, and therefore, if they just didn't have it, everyone would get through a little bit faster, or is it really providing a benefit? Because there's a long debate in another channel about VIP / RIP, Express / fast lane or whatever the hell they're calling it these days. And then of course everyone's favorite, the ADA line, right? If you just got rid of all of it and just had ride res for a handful of people who need it, would the main line move faster? Is it the same thing, or do you think they actually serve a purpose?
Well, I can tell you this for sure, that the general line, it would not stop moving if it wasn't for Express and RIP. What happens, at least at Horror Nights, as soon as that Express line starts to fill a little bit, standby gets stopped and Express goes right through. They're never waiting more than 20, 25 minutes at the absolute max. And then the RIP tour, Brian, you know better about this than I do.
There was no way
right
you get right into everything.
Yeah.
Worth every penny if you look into it, and it sells out because I think me and my brother, we booked it when it came out. I think May this year they came out. It sells out within a day. So when you got to know hey, I'm going, and usually it's April, May is when they go on sale and they sell out that day.
That's wild.
Yeah.
My brother
priority viewing kills
only
the
way he
general
does
experience.
it. The way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that it'd be nice if none of that existed, but at the same time, it's would that then make it impossible to do all 10 no matter what? So, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. I do believe that if you're willing to spend the money to get a better experience, you should be able to. And plus, I know parks love that because that just gives them more money. But I understand the very complex debate behind it because it is difficult to really figure out what's right and what's wrong about it.
Now, here's a question, right? If they were to add more mazes, if they were to go to 12 or 14, do you think that would make it a 2-night event?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even with Express?
Yes.
You think it was
because if you want to do all the houses plus the rides that are open plus the shows plus experience the scare zones, you cannot do that all in one night.
And you forgot food. What about
and the food
food
and the bars?
Long.
Yeah,
The bars
that's why I
we can
didn't
find
eat.
like, the specialty food stuff like that. Like I think we hit like we had a couple things and we had to hit it right when they opened at 5 because we had a 6:30 tour.
What'd you get to try?
What on the buffet?
Yeah, like what did they have?
They had a lot of this stuff, but I also have like I can't have dairy and I can't have gluten. So like I had the chef had it came out, so he made me the famous pizza fries, the vegan one. So I was able to have the famous pizza fries, but it was vegan and non-gluten. No, but they had those Lenten coffins. They had the Fallout eggs. They had some other fries from Fallout. They had pizza fries. I can't remember what else was there because I had a. I will say here is a huge thing to Universal does their food allergies amazing. Because I went to Epic the day before, and everywhere you go, a manager has to type it in to the register, and then the chef has to be notified, and he makes it separate. So like if you have food allergies, that's the place to do it. Just because I went to Disney the first day, and yeah, they do it, but not on Universal level. Universal just kills it. So like, the chef there came out, talked to me. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make this and this for you, and I'll find you at your table." And,
That's awesome.
but it seemed like they had because my brother was able to check. Like we do our research and look like, "Oh, I want to try this, try and hit this throughout the night," and he was able to knock 3 or 4 items off. So they had some good items there at the little buffet.
I got to try that the famous pizza skull the other day, the first time.
Okay,
It was pretty good. I guess it's just like a hot pocket, low key.
that's what it looked like, just a hot pocket.
Yeah, it's just a hot pocket. Some of the other foods look really good. They had that they have like the art mozzarella stick, where it's like death by cheese. That was really good. Yeah, and it's like really spicy.
Wasn't that WWE? I thought had the mozzarella one. No.
I think it was maybe it was WWE. I don't know. All the booths are right next to each other.
Well, yeah, it's like Fallout, WWE, and Terrified. Like they're all right there at that corner. On the
Yeah, I don't know which one was which, but Death by Cheese. I just thought that was really funny.
Because it was funny. I had grabbed a rad bag earlier, and then halfway through the tour, like we were in between like spots, and I pull it out, and the tour guy's like, when did you stop and get that? And I was like, I bought it later, and I just had it in my pocket this whole time. Like in between drink stops, I was like, I needed a little.
I do want to mention, I see someone in the chat asked about this shirt, where they buy it. I just put the link in the chat. It's on my merchandise store. There's also a teal variant. I'm not trying to plug it. I just saw somebody ask, so I want to make sure that they find out where to get it. The link is now in
when
the chat.
Collywood has his meetup, I'm going to be outside selling them for $5. $5.
There's also a black
knockoff
variant, but Colin refuses to wear it.
Because it's like all compressed. The logo doesn't look right.
Imaginary. All things imaginary.
All right.
So wait, is it like the cop cars where it's like black on black, like the ghost lettering?
And then there's like a white hue around it.
But it'd be cool if you just didn't have the white hue and just did like the incognito, the cop cars have it with the black on like slight black lettering, and you just barely catch.
That would be cool, actually.
I had the bootleg one because Colin refuses to make it in material I like.
It's not mine.
I gave him one.
Yes, I do have it. It's sitting back there somewhere.
What did you really need? I got people.
The same people that did Manger.
The production Manger.
Yeah, but that's fixed. That's I'm fixed with that.
All right, let's move past haunts because we've been on this for a while.
But yeah, but it's HHN.
I know it's
HHN. I will say, how long were you in the park? Because I rope dropped the park at 8 and did all the rides, and then left just like at 1:50.
Well, I woke up that morning at 4, then flew from Newark to Orlando, went to SeaWorld for an hour, went to this place, Sal's Pizza Bar, then went to City Walk around 1:45, and we were there until 2 a.m. I didn't go to sleep till 3, so I had a 23-hour day.
Oh.
Yeah, it was something. And then we woke up early the next morning for Epic.
Well, we didn't wake up that early, did we?
Well, when you go to sleep at 3, anything's pretty early at that point.
Yeah, at that point, it's like 2 more hours when you're waking up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
But we did get some bombshell news. Well, it's not that surprising if you've been following closely. Celine is leaving Six Flags.
Finally.
So it's funny because there were actually two press releases that needed to be released. Let me pull them up because there was an error that Darius actually pointed out in the first one when they reclarified the opening date of Six Flags Qiddiya to something that was incorrect. Darius, you want to explain?
Yeah, so if you pull it up, it basically said that Salim would continue working with Six Flags in a consultant capacity to help bring Qiddiya online the first half of 2026, which anyone who's following it knows that at least right now, the speculation is that Qiddiya will open up sometime before the end of the year. And so they made a very unfortunate statement because I'm hinging on being able to ride Falcon before the end of the year, and so I kind of got upset and started posting. And
Yep. So
sure
then
enough,
there was the correcting and replacing, where you can see down here to the completion of Six Flags Qiddiya, which is oops, that's not what I was trying to do. Expected to open later this year now. So it is, according to them, supposed to open this year in 2025.
so you mean there's a chance?
Sounds like there's a chance. But Darius, I want to go to you on this because you obviously know a lot about just the financial world in general. What do you think this means now that we both have Zimmerman leaving and Salim leaving?
I mean, it's a couple of different ways to interpret it. Either that was always the plan. I'm not sure that was the plan, but speculatively, you could say that was always the plan. Or you can say that, hey, the performance of the newly combined company, shows some weakness in the original hypothesis of them coming together. Either the execution was flawed, or the hypothesis was flawed, or potentially both. And the buck's got to stop somewhere. And usually in a large corporation like that, the buck stops at the top if it's proper. And so, given the performance of both companies coming together hasn't been stellar, either they decided it was time for them to leave, meaning the two individuals, or the board decided it was time for them to leave, which probably was a combination of both. I think what's going to be interesting is who comes next. Whoever comes next to take over Six Flags has a really difficult job. Difficult in keeping all of us happy, but difficult in their number one responsibility, besides keeping riders and attendees safe, is to deliver shareholder value. And delivering shareholder value is going to come at the expense of the experience in parks at some point in time. Let's just get it out of the way. Six Flags has too many parks.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I'm very fascinated by this. I mean, as you guys know, if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that Salim and I do have a fairly close relationship. I first met him back in 2022. Yes, when he first became CEO of Six Flags. It was funny because we were at the park and I had heard that he was coming that day, and we happened to see him walking around with John Winkler, who was the park president at that time. And we walked up and we're like, hey, you think we could take a picture with Salim? And Salim walks over and he's being very, very friendly, to asking us what we like about the parks and everything. And then actually gives us contact information for him to reach out to him and let us know what we think of what's going on with the company. So I would, contact him periodically, sharing my thoughts. And eventually we were able to arrange that first interview that we did in October, I think, or September of 2022. Came back the next year and did another one in 2023. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do any more because once he was no longer the CEO of the company, he couldn't really do stuff like that. But I'll always be thankful to Salim for granting me those opportunities. I think I'm still like one of the only people who ever interviewed him during his time at the company like that. So that's really, really cool and acted as a very unique opportunity for me. Obviously, people have a lot of opinions of what he did and Zimmerman did, and it's kind of hard for me to comment given my proximity to him. But I do think that this definitely marks a new chapter for the company, seeing both of the former leaders of Six Flags and Cedar Fair respectively leave. I think that's a big jump, hopefully in the right direction. I'm just hopeful that we're going to get some new eyes on this company, some, fresh blood who can finally do what needs to be done with this company, because quite frankly, there's a lot wrong. One thing I do want to mention that's a little unrelated, but just something I've noticed. If you may or may not notice that the social medias for Six Flags, Sammy, your Planet Coaster is pretty loud. The social medias for Six Flags has been a little on the weak side, and that's because they now have one person controlling it for like 5 parks in each region. So just as an example, today Great Adventure wound up closing early at 2:00. You wouldn't have known that unless you looked at the website or the app, because there was no updates posted on social media, not Twitter, not Facebook, not Instagram. And that's kind of been the case for most of the parks across the board. And that's because they have such a skeleton crew operating things like this that they can't keep up on stuff like that. And I think that's very concerning. And I hope that they realize that they cut too much too quick. Obviously, there's a fine balance of, having too much and having too little. But I definitely think they have too little right now, and they need more. They need help. So hopefully the new leadership is willing to do what this company desperately needs from it. But we'll see.
Colin, you said too much, too little. One of the ways to think about it is the way you said it. The other way to think about it is they have too many parks.
Yeah, they do have too many parks. That is very true.
It's the operating structure for the company, I think, is, I'm not going to say set in stone, but it's pretty close to accurate. You are going to see, if the sticker holds true, you are going to see the parks fit the operating model, not the other way around. They're not going to hire more people to operate the parks. They are going to shrink the number of parks to match the operating structure of the company. And that's usually what happens. So I think you guys are seeing the beginning of a lot of changes.
Do you think those changes are going to lead to good?
Listen, I mean, how many roller coasters people love coming to the United States because we have so many parks and so many roller coasters. One of the questions is, people who are in corporate finance or corporate strategy, from the other side of what I do in life, my friends always ask me, they're like, how do these amusement parks afford the capital investments? Like, think about a roller coaster ride. It's $11 million. Think of how many season passes you have to sell to pay for that, on top of operating the parks, right? In many cases, these parks didn't even break even on their investments. And, you multiply that times 40 plus investment opportunities in terms of the number of parks. And one has to ask, how do they actually make money? And the simple answer, if you look at the corporate finance on both the Cedar Fair side and the Six Flags side, for significant periods of time, they weren't making money. They were losing. They were basically spending on their credit card to, continue to give us the excitement that we wanted, when they quite honestly should have just had fewer parks and invested in those parks. How many parks does Disney have, and how many billions of dollars? Disney is significantly larger. Just the parks and entertainment business is significantly larger than the entirety of Six Flags. Universal Parks and Entertainment, significantly larger than all of Six Flags. Google it. Like, this isn't, I don't have the number off the top of my head. I can pull it up, but we're talking like double-digit billions. And when you look at Six Flags, they're losing, in some cases, the same amount of money that one of these parks is doing from a capital investment perspective. So it's pretty damning when you look at the two business models. Disney makes a significant amount of money off of fewer parks. They do charge a premium. They do have a significant resorts business. They also have the cruise ship business, but Universal does the exact same model on an even smaller scale, and they're still making significantly more than the entirety of Six Flags. So the business model is flawed. There's definitely a place for it. We need regional theme parks, we need the local theme parks, and we need the mega theme parks at the same time. But the model has to be sustainable. And if I'm looking at it from the investment that I've had, in my actual professional career, I'm not betting on Six Flags right now until they change their model. Looks like we got a super chat.
You got a super
That kind of directly ties to you. Thank you, F7, for the super chat. Darius, what are the odds for bankruptcy? And do you think everyone is jumping ship?
Listen, if you follow Colin's previous videos when we cover the quarterly reports, they have a significant financial situation coming. There's almost $1 billion due in a note in 2027, and so is bankruptcy inevitable? Absolutely not. Do I think it is a more than remote possibility? Yeah, like I'm not going to throw specific odds out, but right now I could see it being restructured, assuming that they do some things that none of us are going to like. There's still too many season pass options. You know, the price point that they just set for this year, while it was good for us as a shareholder, that scared the hell out of me. Like, I don't know how you make money off of the season passes that they're selling. And so bankruptcy is a possibility. I hope that's not the case. But right now, I mean, you all think about how much you just paid for a season pass to go to every Six Flags / Cedar Fair park, and you do the math.
Yeah, it's not very much.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see the quarterly earnings. That's all I got to say.
Yes, this will be an important one. And Sammy, the second part to his question is, when will we see a new built to thrill coaster?
What do the people? Oh, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. There you go.
Yeah, we're going to drop a hint. It's the car replacement. That's what Great Adventure could afford.
I got a free super chat. Sammy, will it be full circuit?
Wait, what do you? Wait.
No, Great Adventure doesn't build full circuit anymore, so it's got to be another.
We need a
7.
full circuit.
Yeah,
built to
They don't do that anymore. And you got another super chat.
Yes, we do. Thank you,
Stay
John.
tuned.
John. What are the chances Six Flags splits into 2 companies again?
Very highly likely, but not the way you're thinking. So there's an operational principle that where basically a company like Six Flags will essentially split a company this big into 2 parts: an operating company or an opco, and then a real estate company or a realco. When it works, it works. Where it doesn't work is where the real estate is directly tied to the business like this, because essentially you have 2 companies with very different motivation. And so initially the opco can leverage essentially their new financial freedom to invest in the business, but the realco has to make money. And so what does the realco do as a separate company? They start charging the operating company more. If you want a really good example of this, just Google Red Lobster. Red Lobster actually had a 3-way split where they sold the they split the real estate company out from the operating company. And then there was a third entity that was their supplier company. And it essentially, put them in a trajectory that wasn't sustainable. And so I think it is highly likely that we see the opco realco split for Six Flags, or at least right now we see board members really asking whether that is the direction. So they're at least thinking about it. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is they put it into some strategic lots, and so something like a Cedar Point, which could stay on its own and survive on its own. They could split companies like that off and sell them off. It would be very odd, but also kind of logical. Take the assets that are highly performing, sell them to someone who wants to buy them standalone, or raise money to put them in a standalone situation, so that you can deleverage the company. I mean, right now the company's carrying a couple $2 billion in debt, and it takes a couple $100 million a quarter to service that debt, just in insurance, or not insurance, just in interest alone. And so they're really going to have to focus on deleveraging if they want to put themselves in a better position, and either splitting the company the way I mentioned, opco realco, or selling off some extremely profitable entities is one way to do that.
You got another super
So,
chat.
yes, we do. It's another Six Flags one. Thank you, John, for the super chat. I hope all is well with everyone. Do you think that Salim and Richard leaving has to do with the current fraud investigation going on right now?
Cannot comment.
I don't even.
We'll not allow comment.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea for us to comment on for the sake of legality. So we'll just leave it at that. Anyways, I think that probably sums up our discussion on this, actually, because we did go pretty in depth with it there in the super chats.
Oh, well. It's just I can see parks being sold. I have a feeling there's going to be some parks being sold, and I wouldn't be surprised if Great Adventure gets sold because they tanked that thing. They ripped it out, they tanked it, and they're going to sell it, and then it's no longer a competitor to where they are. Because you have to pump so much investment into that to build that park back right now.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I would not be surprised if that was the future.
But why are they also then spending at least 25 million on this new coaster that's coming in?
When it's officially built, I'll believe it.
Okay.
We can see it get postponed again or some of the track on site.
No, I don't even think it's been shipped yet.
Okay.
Does it
They
even
can
exist?
sell it as is.
Technically,
I hope.
They can sell it as is right now and be like, oh, we were trying to do that. Now we're going to sell it to somebody. It's their
With
problem.
just a whole bunch of random footers in the ground. A straight line.
Yep. It looks good to investors.
Darius, you're muted.
We're pumping into it.
I think that's one thing for everyone to kind of take note is that, whether it's Nitro opening, whether it's I-305/Pantherian opening, you just need to look at the pattern right now. They aren't spending any money that hasn't been spent this year until next year, right? They are trying to preserve cash, preserve capital so that, whatever they can do to either get into the green or stay less in the red is going to happen.
What happened to like the whole? Didn't they have like a whole plan of like what they were going to be doing for the 26 season?
And half of that is not happening now.
Yeah, so they've already
they didn't even mention Carowinds.
Yeah, they've already restated that. They are in capital preservation mode right now. And so essentially, if you were broke and you had $100 and you didn't need to spend it on things that were absolutely not necessary to stay alive, like that's kind of the mode they're in. If a ride breaks this for the remainder of the season, it will not reopen if it's a major break.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's a pretty good way to look at it.
So footer, I'm not getting excited about footers. That they paid for that contract already. Like
Colin gets excited about footers every video.
I do.
Yeah, I'm getting excited when track shows up. Like I'm excited about what's happening at over Texas. Track showing up, things are going upright. I will not get excited about Great Adventure until I see multiple pieces of track show up.
Exactly. Those are two different contracts. You have a concrete and the actual ride manufacturer.
Thank you, F7, for the super chat. What's the best case scenario for Great Adventure if it did get sold? Would a US-based company buy it or an international chain would with its potential? I think the best option for Great Adventure is just for a company with a ton of money and a great vision to buy it. That would be the best thing for Great Adventure, not a company that is trying to do something different, that is trying to break from whatever their norm is right now, a company that's already doing well, who sees an opportunity to turn Great Adventure into what it should be, which is
probably
a
Hershey
resort. I think Hershey would be the best option. I would say United, but I don't know. United's a little iffy. They're in a better state than Six Flags, arguably, but they're not too far off. They're pretty similar right now. So I do think Hershey would probably be best, but Hershey's also a little iffy because they also just acquired a ton of parks through Palace right now, plus the fact that they have Kentucky Kingdom. They have Wild Adventures, two parks that they have not put much money into since they got them. Kentucky Kingdom did just get a nice addition this year, and they're getting something else next year, but it's very small, family-oriented additions, which I don't think is what Great Adventure needs. I think
here's a question. I want to roll off a question from this because I feel like we haven't talked about it yet.
Okay.
Who do we think is going to buy Six Flags America? Because they came out with the fact that someone's got to buy it pretty much. Who do we think would buy it?
There's no buyers.
The only thing I've said this to a couple of people. I hope Universal buys it and makes it one of their kid parks because I've thought they're rumored they wanted to get into the Northeast area with that kid park thing. Most of your infrastructure's there. They're going to rip out those old rides anyway and put their new stuff, build a hotel. And you can even go crazy on half that property. You can build the Horror Unleashed and have, then you have like big market on this side with the
So
Las
like you're
Vegas.
saying like kids and adults kind of.
Yeah. You can make it like the ultimate family,
Yeah.
I think that would be the best case scenario because Universal would put the money into it and invest it and make it a nice resort there, make it a nice park, and you would still have that park there.
I still like that idea.
That's interesting.
And they have the money to do it, though. Universal has the money to do that.
That's actually a good strategy, especially given what they're doing up in Dallas right now. That could be something that they do just to bring it home so that everyone understands. As of March 30th, 2025, Six Flags Entertainment Corporation reported a net debt of $5.21 billion, and that's calculated by essentially taking the $62 million in cash that they had and putting it on top of their entire debt load.
How does that relate to the crisis of 2000, kind of when they were going in debt? Because there was a lot of debt back then.
Significantly higher. Their maximum
scary.
debt was, I think, 1.8. When they came together, the company's net debt in 2024, December 31st, was 4.8 billion. And so you guys do the math. That's a lot of law.
That it is. Well, enough doom and gloom, Six Flags. Let's move on to something a little more exciting, which is Six Flags Qiddiya. Now, we talked about it a little bit with the opening date, where it was pushed to 26, and then they corrected back to 25. So they're still holding out hope that within these next 2 months, it will open. I'll be shocked if it happens because, yes, rides are being commissioned, but I'm going to ignore Darius's blind optimism and say that I'm going to be skeptical. Believe me, I'd love to see it open, and if it does open, I want to find a way over, but I'm not counting on it. We'll see.
I got my Jersey rally cap on. It's going to happen.
I think this might be the first time that Darius Jones was right sticker could wind up not applying.
I'm not going for it, man. It's happening.
All right.
Are we gonna put a wager on this?
I'm not a betting man.
Oh.
I know.
Come on, Colin. I'll put 20 on it. Let's go. So you got 20. I know you got 20.
I'll put a penny on it.
Oh, you got that YouTube money. Come on. You made more than that in the street.
I'll put 20 on it.
There you go.
You're 24 or 20 against.
I'll go against you just to kind of just to balance it. And shake through the screen.
All right. So January 1st is the cutoff, right?
January second it turns midnight. January 1st, 20.
Okay.
You're now.
Are we including soft openings? Are we including grand opening? What's the details here?
The opening has to happen. Like
grand opening.
No. Wait, hold on. I think this is a good question. A soft opening counts.
Does it count though?
Sammy, did you ride West Coast Racers in 2019 or 2020?
I rode it in 2019, but it opened in 2020.
But you rode it in 2019.
Yeah. But it opened in 2020.
But as a member of the general public, you wrote it.
Soft launch has to count.
No, that's the thing is
of occupancy.
What is it? I wasn't general public. I was a passenger.
If you got the credit, it counts. If you get the credit.
If they have a CO and I can ride it, it counts.
If it's legal for a member of the public who is not employed by the company to ride it, it opened.
Ooh, I know why you said that.
Well, yeah, Flash Media Day was definitely something. Wait,
easy.
Wait, does Flash Media Day count as
Flash Media Day counts?
With the commercial shoot, that was a disaster.
The commercial shoot, no, but the media day, yes.
So the commercial shoot doesn't count.
Commercial shoot,
count. Okay.
Correct.
Media day.
That's why I said media day.
So then my 2 rides on the commercial that we finally got after 8.5 hours, that don't count?
Those were not public rides.
Media
But
day.
we wrote it. And we're members of
Yes,
the
you
public.
did ride it.
After waiting
Media
8.5
day.
hours.
I consider it open when media day happens. If it happens before GA.
Okay.
We see. Okay, media day counts also.
Media day
Yeah,
counts.
because they consider it that's when they consider something open.
Sammy's rethinking his bet now. He's like,
No, I
"Ooh,
know.
I don't want to lose
I'm
those
trying.
$20.
I'm trying to play the game.
I keep turning my video off so I can eat. Sammy, media day.
So, and the second anybody's riding it is when
Anybody who is
No.
not employed by the company.
Not employed by the company.
Gotcha. All right, I'll do it. Why not?
All right, before we lose any more viewers, because I see the concurrence viewers dropping, let's move to something more exciting. New coasters for 2026. We had a big one announced since the last stream, of course, being Tormenta, Rampaging Run. If you guys know me, I do not like dive coasters. This one looks interesting, though. Obviously, it's a Giga. And the first half is identical to Yukon Striker, just that it doesn't have the 0G roll. And I really like Yukon Striker. And this looks like it has a pretty decent second half. So it could be a pretty solid dive coaster, that I will say. Plus the fact that it's 300 feet is mind-boggling. So that's really cool.
Isn't it like
we have,
really 289 feet?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
only 286, I think is the drop.
285
Or
is
it
the
again?
drop. It's a Giga. Not going to play that game again like Orion.
So Orion,
I will say I'm curious to see how smooth it is. That's, I think, going to be a big thing. It's got to be smooth. Yukon Striker smooth. So if it rides like Yukon Striker, it'll be great. We have another new Texas coaster that is on its way, and that is the one at SeaWorld San Antonio that they're acting like doesn't exist, even though it's already very vertical. It's a B&M family coaster, B&M family invert. Yes, track and supports are up. The brake runs up. It's got, I think, orange and gray, if I remember correctly. Yep. Yeah. Looks interesting. I don't care for those rides too much, but it's cool to see them get a new coaster again. And other than that, I don't think anything new has really come out. Nothing for Six Flags beyond Tormenta. Yes,
Dollywood.
Palindrome. And, Palindrome, we don't know what's going to happen with that.
It's going to happen next year.
You think so?
Well, either that or maybe a couple of weeks from now.
Maybe. F1's coming up. So we'll see.
Maybe they'll put some people on it, but maybe it won't be general public.
So then in that case, you would be winning the bet.
Well, no, this is not Qiddiya. This is a different...
No, but if it were Qiddiya.
Well, it depends, because like if they put the F1 racers on it, and that's kind of like their marketing tool is like this opens in 2026, they wanted to do it like that. Does that count?
No, that doesn't count.
But if I get on it, it does.
But it depends in what capacity.
Oh, technicality.
If I can go down there and ride it as not Colin from Hollywood Studios, as a fan of roller coasters, then it counts.
So then the media day doesn't count.
But you can get into the media day even without being an influencer.
You can get into the commercial shoot without being an influencer.
And that's fine, but if the commercial shoot is only limited to people who work for the company, then that's a different story.
Well,
Which is
the thing. Well, no, but it was sourced outside, and then they put it inside the company afterwards.
That's tricky.
I feel like that's kind of a gray area then.
I mean, just like whether Tormenta is
Looking
bigger,
for loopholes.
that's gray
And
area
everything written
too.
down for the loopholes.
We're going to have ourselves wound up in these loopholes all night if we don't get past it. So we're almost done with all these pre-Q&A bits. I know it's been an hour, and we haven't gotten to the Q&A yet.
What about Dollywood?
We have to go before.
Was that
Dollywood? Yes, Dollywood's new ride, the boat. It
the
looks
rocket
very,
boat roller coaster?
very cool. Yes, it is a coaster. In my opinion, that's a coaster.
That's a
I know
credit.
it's not on RCDB, but I consider that a credit.
I wouldn't consider it credit.
Here
I
we go.
consider Demon Drop a credit.
Oh boy.
You consider Demon Drop a credit?
Oh, don't get us started. Like,
I mean, we're
Sammy.
gonna be here all night, no matter what.
is Joker a credit?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's it. End of story. We don't need to talk
What?
anymore. It's just the same. It's the same essential same ride system, dude. It's that weird track. It's the same ride, dude.
I think an argument can be made for it. I don't find it personally.
Elevator lift with a transfer track, dude. Continuous circuit roller coaster. Nope.
What is it claimed as technically by the manufacturer?
A drop ride. It's wrong.
Yeah, drop tower, I think.
Okay. Ultra Twister at Great Adventure. Ultra Twister.
No. Okay. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly the ride I was thinking.
Yeah.
But I'm like, where does it come into play if the manufacturer's not claiming it as a roller coaster?
It was too early in the coaster debates. That's such an early ride.
Credits weren't a thing back then. It wasn't like now. Everyone's like super obsessed with them.
It's true.
We better stay on track. Colin's gonna give us the hook.
I have one last thing before we get to the Q&A and changes to the channel. Might be
stay on track.
What on earth does that mean? I don't know what that means yet, but I think that some changes. Yes, I'm leaving the channel, passing the torch now. I think some changes are definitely in order for a variety of reasons. The burnout is definitely hitting, and I think the current style of content is not helping that. So I want to diversify a little bit, try some new things, and you guys will very much so be a part of that in terms of helping me figure out what you guys like the best, what I like the best, so we can get to something good. Don't worry, the usual updates and everything that's going to stay. But there will be some things changing. One thing I am looking into heavily are the POVs. I feel like they kind of cloud the channel a little bit too much in terms of hiding the main content. So there will be some things I'm looking into as regards to getting rid of them from the main channel and putting them somewhere else, because I think that it kind of muddies the water a little bit, along with a few other things. So stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of fan input I'm looking for here to try and figure out what you guys want to see, because at the end of the day, that's why I'm here, to make content that you guys enjoy.
So we're going to see more quality over quantity, Colin?
There will be more quality over quantity. The daily uploads will eventually end, I can tell you that. Because the daily uploads only exist because...
I feel like I see that comment a lot, because it's just like, oh my God, there's so many uploads. It's been a day and there's 4 uploads.
Exactly. I think the daily uploads will come to an end sooner than later. So like I said, stay tuned. Everything will kind of be shared as it goes. I still don't know what it's all going to look like yet, but there will definitely be changes being made. But with my little speech out of the way now, we are going to hop into the chat and look at the Q&A. So we're going to start all the way at the top, which is at 8:06. Looks like that was the first question. And we're going to go all the way down until we finish, hopefully, in a timely manner. So let's start off with this question right here. Are they getting rid of Holiday in the Park Great Adventure? Yes, it is not returning this year. Great Adventure will be open until November 30th, tentatively, but there will be no Holiday in the Park after Fright Fest is over. It'll just kind of be like a shoulder season, essentially. Let's see. Hi, Colin. I saw you all operating Wizard Great America, but I didn't think it was you until I saw the video and you mentioned the second train was testing. I was like, oh, that was him. Well, you should have said hi. I guess you didn't realize. But I was with Scott that day, so maybe that's why you didn't realize. Let's see. That's a bold one. Do you think Zimmerman wanted to destroy King Ka, and that's the only reason he merged? Well, there's a couple ways to break this down. For one, Zimmerman is not the reason they merged. He's not the only person who made that decision.
Wait, he's not?
Celine started it.
No, mind-blowing, right?
Yeah, crazy concept.
Maybe he wanted to destroy King Ka. I'm not Zimmerman. I don't know. Clearly, there was a desire to get rid of King Ka because there was never any talks of that until the merger. So I think that's pretty obvious. Is it because of him? No. Is that the only reason they merged? No. Let's see. Superman or Medusa? Medusa. Don't even get me started on Superman. Flash or King Ka?
It's your favorite ride. What are you talking about?
Come on.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again. I don't even know that.
I don't think this is even a question here. Let's see.
That was a jokester. This is a...
Opinions or theories on the painting of the Rolling Thunder track? Maybe a hint for the future. A hint of what? Them not painting Nitro? That's a hint of to me. They're willing to paint Rolling Thunder.
It probably was rotting too much.
Yeah, I think.
And they
I
painted.
think-
They probably had like termite damage or something.
They wanted it to make.
They sealed
wanted
it
to make
up,
look
and they just
better.
wanted to paint it after they sealed everything up on it.
Yes,
Do you think they could extend that track and like make like a full roller coaster out of it?
that would be something.
Well, they should hire Build to Thrill. Is that something that your company would
They
do?
could. They could. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
That's your specialty.
Stay tuned.
No, I think there was talks of them getting rid of the Rolling Thunder track, and they probably very quickly realized that would be a terrible idea given everything they've just gotten rid of. So they decided to preserve it, which I really appreciate. Thank you, Great Adventure, for taking care of Rolling Thunder.
Now it'd be
Maybe
cool if they
a
made a
little
pathway up to it.
That would be cool. We used to have one, basically, which was a Zumanjaro queue. You went right next to it, but that's just dirt now.
They could bring back Rolling Thunder now that the Zumanjaro queue's gone, though. Theoretically.
They could. There's no reason for no RMC Rolling Thunder now.
You think the plans
Yeah,
for
but
Rolling
they don't
Thunder
have
still
money for
exist?
That's true. They don't have money for that. They might. Oh boy, it's an interesting one. I think Great Adventure will be the first one to get the RMC Split Rex coaster as the next coaster after 2027's new coaster after Everland in South Korea gets the first RMC Split Rex coaster in 2027. That's a lot to unpack. I know this question was sent at the beginning of the stream, but after you've listened to what Darius and I have said, you'll probably realize that that is not going to happen. Not sure if this is a question that's been asked before, but Monster at Laron, do you think it'd get RMC'd or done for? And I think the reason it was
It would be
never
a good
RMC'd,
candidate.
it'd be a great candidate, but from what I understand, RMC's employees are not allowed to work up there. If I remember correctly, it would have to be Canadian workers to convert the ride, and that's why it was never RMC'd, because RMC likes to have their own in-house guys do it. Same reason for Mindbuster or Wild Beast at Wonderland. Although I don't know if they would want to RMC those, but from what I understand, that is one of the main reasons why an RMC was never done up there. The Rolling Thunder repaint killed me. It killed me too. I couldn't believe that they actually did that. I love it though. I think it's a great thing to see. It's much better than them leaving it there to rot or getting rid of it. But, it's funny considering there's quite a few rides in that park that desperately need a repaint, like Nitro, like Mine Train. So, it's an interesting move.
That's the test sample for Nitro. They're going to see how that paint.
They're going to paint it
sun
all
was
white.
There. If then it'll be all white Nitro.
That way, if any birds decide to, poop on it, you won't be able to tell because it'll just blend in.
Honestly, it'd be cool if they did glow in the dark paint at night. That whole thing glows.
The test for Toro. Oh my God. Could you imagine an all white Toro? That would look weird.
Toro
the
Minta.
Blanco
Mint Toro? Blanco?
Yeah, what would it?
Or
I don't
Blanco
know.
Toro?
Toro Minta.
Toro Menta. How would the laws of quantum mechanics, general relativity, and cosmic forces, from black holes to time dilation, transform or influence life and operations at Six Flags Great Adventure? Great Adventure would probably cease to exist if black holes were a thing. I'm not a scientist, but...
Or it could go back to a time when that park was great again.
Go back to 2006.
No, 2006. That would be the year.
That's exactly what would happen. We'd get the greatest Great Adventure map ever back. Chiller, Toro, everything.
Rolling Thunder, Scream Machine.
Parachutes.
Parachutes. I mean, that's what would happen, Obi.
Yeah,
All of Old Country. That'd be great. Let's see.
Here's what's funny. We complained back then. Just to put it in perspective. We complained about how shitty. Sorry, kids.
And it's PG-13. We get one of those.
We complained about how crappy Great Adventure was at times back then. Now
Here we are now.
Yeah, back then it was because it was just so coaster heavy. It was always, where's the thrill rides? Where's the thrill rides? And then that changed after that. We got all the thrill rides came in.
Let's see. I'm trying to find the next question here. Here's a good one. What do you think the color scheme will be for the new coaster Great Adventure? I would like to see it themed to a lighthouse. I think that would actually be cool if it was red and white. unironically, I do think that would be very cool. Because Jersey, I mean, like a lot of depictions of New Jersey, when you're looking at it at like a country view, they tend to include the lighthouse, whether it be Barnegat or whichever lighthouse. A lighthouse can sometimes be synonymous with Jersey. So
what if it was themed to like parasailing? Because parasailing, you kind of like do like twists and turns in the air.
But is that really related to the boardwalk? I mean, think if you're on a Jersey boardwalk, how often do you see people parasailing?
I mean, that's like
I'm more likely to associate a lighthouse with it. I mean, typically you're going to see a lighthouse.
I think the lighthouse would be a better. You got the Cape May lighthouse. You got like there's bigger, well-known lighthouses in Jersey that would make more sense.
Right.
That's why the white paint's on.
They were testing it.
Yeah, just like
you got an early shipment of it, and they know that they're not going to get the track and supports for like another year. So like, well, paint Rolling Thunder. Why not?
Yeah,
I do have some unfortunate.
News.
I do have to go right now. There is a chance I'll be back in just a little bit. I have to run an errand. So
yeah, he got the Great Adventures calling them. How can you break your deal? You're supposed to not talk about your ride.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
They're gonna send out Teal Team 6 on you.
I know. Scott's probably at my door right now. Alrighty. Have a good night, everybody.
Goodbye,
Maybe I'll be back. Okay. Darius, I did not forget about that deal. Did not forget.
Don't worry, I didn't.
There's video evidence now.
There's video evidence.
You can't get out of this one.
I can't get out of it. Have a good night, everybody.
Goodbye, Sammy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Next question. Here's an interesting one. It's ranking the Stratus style coasters from Intamin. Number 1, Dragster. Number 2, Top Thrill 2 2024. Number 3, Ka. Number 4, Top Thrill 2 2025. Number 5, Red Force. I would just swap Ka and Dragster.
Well, I've never been on Red Force.
Actually, no.
I haven't been on TT2.
I would just move Dragster below Top Thrill 2 2025, and then that would be correct. Because Top Thrill 2 2024 for me was better than Ka. Ever so slightly.
Was better than Ka?
Ever so slightly.
Oh, God.
That drop back row when it was running full speed, just whipping, come on. You can't top that. With being that much above the track so that the heart lining is all out of whack, you're getting tossed out of your seat. Not much that tops that. Anyways, let's see. I already answered that question. What is your Chipotle order? I don't go to Chipotle. I know. Controversial.
I already knew the answer.
I don't eat anything at Chipotle.
What would you even try and get there? I don't think you eat anything there, right?
Rice.
I don't. No.
Rice, cheese.
I don't eat that either.
You would eat cheese.
That's what your new channel is going to be about. You trying new foods.
Oh, I'm sure people would love to see that.
Honestly, I think that'd be very
complaining about everything. Well,
hey,
what
Colin,
is
I got
a
text message saying Colin ain't lying, man. The roll about broke me in half in 2024 on on TT2.
Told you. It's the hype is real. Do you guys have a Chipotle order, or do you also not go there?
I go once in a while, but it's
steak, brown rice, hot green, cheese, corn. That's it.
Interesting.
Usually I think it's white rice, the beef, barbacoa, corn, beans, guacamole. I think that's it. I don't really go that often. It's once in a while.
Okay. Maverick or Steel Vengeance?
Mav.
I ever so slightly have to go with Maverick.
Mav.
Steel Vengeance opening year though, forget it. But it doesn't run the same anymore.
No. That's what I was gonna say. The only time I got it was opening year. I have not been back to ride it since.
It was nuts
so
opening
for me, it's Steel Vengeance.
I think
I haven't rode it since opening year.
There's only 2 RMCs that run better now than they did when they opened. Like RMC hybrids. Well, I'll say 3. Wildcat,
Mm-hmm.
Iron,
Rattler.
Rattler, and what's the other one I'm thinking about? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Gwazi.
Gwazi.
Yeah, that's it.
Gwazi's
Every
always
every other one's like lost some steam or something, man.
None of them are as
Twisted
bad as
Timbers
Texas Giant.
really good, though.
Oh yeah, Timbers runs ridiculous now. That thing is unreal.
Timber still runs good.
Okay, I gotta get another Timbers ride.
The one that lost the most steam though for me was Texas Giant. That thing runs so slow now.
Is it that it runs slow, or is it that everything is so much better that it just took it away from it?
When I first rode it was in 2020. I had already ridden Twisted Timbers, Steel Vengeance, Wicked Cyclone, and every ride associated with all those parks. And I thought it was good. I didn't think it was amazing, but I thought it was good at least.
Yeah.
But when I rode it again last year, I was like, what? What did they do to this? And it dead stopped on the mid-course, which didn't help.
Yeah.
I mean, the second half was never amazing, but it just did nothing. It's like a mind
Somehow IRAT got better.
Yeah, I would agree. IRAT's unbelievable.
That's just so good.
Let's see. Sean says, slap a Long Live the King logo on one of those shoes, the thousands behind Darius's head. Oh my God.
Keeps going. I'm not gonna do a 360. There's 200 in this room.
Oh my Lord. Someone's a sneakerhead.
Goes down to all the way to the floor.
Jeez. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'll ever go to Saudi Arabia for two reasons. One, cost, two, safety. Completely understandable. Completely understandable.
As a person who's been there numerous times in my life, number two is not. I would do more research before I think of number two. Cost is a real thing. Safety is relative. I've been to the Middle East in the last 5 years, no less than 15 times, and I'd walk around there naked with $100 bills strapped to my back before I would in New Jersey half the time. Safety's relative.
Okay. I think it also depends on who you are. That's
true.
Very, very, very dependent on that. Let's see. Honestly, Steel Vengeance is my fourth favorite RMC. Cedar Point is my home park. I much prefer Iron Gwazi, Air Force One, and Wildcat. Funnily enough, those are the three that I also have ranked above Steel Vengeance. And in that order. Because those three are unbelievable. Let's see. Do you think Hershey will get Titan track for Lightning Racer?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
That would be awesome. I don't know that would be a family ride anymore.
I would see, that's my thing, because they already have Wildcat, which is a hybrid coaster. It's glass smooth and it's ridiculous. So if you make Lightning Racer a hybrid coaster that's not ridiculous, what's the point of having it? Yeah, duels, but I think the charm of it is that it's wooden. I would much rather see it get the Gravity Group pre-cut. I know it's a GCI, but that Gravity Group pre-cut track works wonders. But I don't know. I would lean towards only in certain spots. That's what I would say. Not the whole ride, just like valleys.
Listen, I think Titan track is going to be a real thing for us purists, just from a maintenance standpoint. Like I think we're unfortunately going to see a lot of, in the next 5 years, we're going to see a lot of our fan favorites either go pre-cut or Titan because it's less expensive over time.
Yeah. Thinking about this, it's almost a bit of a strange analogy, but it's almost kind of like the use of AI for certain things, right? Where, people, they hate to see it because it takes away that human touch. It takes away, in the case of wooden coasters, that classic wooden coaster feel. But at the end of the day, it's more efficient, it's faster, it's cheaper. May not be better, but from a, perspective of trying to save money, it is the better option.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those good enoughs. And if you get to keep the ride versus it being 10% less whatever you want it. Titan Track is a GP pleaser, and it's an operations, godsend. People love it.
Yeah, it's true.
But I don't think we have to worry about that. I think Hershey's going to maintain that for a little bit long. Like, I don't see that on the near future for that. Maybe 10 years from now, sure. But I think Hershey's, they got so much other up and coming with that place that I think that's kind of, they like having their wooden coasters.
It's true. So this question here from Glow Sticks. With your most recent update at Great Adventure, you saw all that new orange fence. I'm assuming you mean the orange fence that's near Project 2027, we'll call it. Do you think the entrance will be relocated? If we're talking about the entrance for the park, no. I don't think they're going to move the entrance in the near future, especially not under this company's ownership. I would love to see a secondary entrance on that side of the park. They used to have the season pass holder entrance over there, at least in that general area, kind of like Rolling Thunder. But I just think that's part of the construction. I don't think it necessarily has to do with that. And you have a follow-up. I've heard rumors of Joker's Jinx going in Daredevil Dives over old plot. Do you think it's true? It can't fit there. And even if it could, I don't think it would go to Great Adventure. Yes, it's close. It's probably the closest option other than like King's Dominion or Dorney. But Great Adventure already has power issues, and they had very big power issues with a coaster that was evolved from that ride. And I don't think they want another one at that park. If you ask any of the maintenance guys what they thought of Chiller, they'll probably start cursing it out.
I do think that's a coaster that's going to move, though.
I hope. I really do hope it does.
It's such an easy build. Well, I'm not going to say such an easy build. It's an easy plot of land. You need something that goes straight, and that's it, right? And then they need to build the spaghetti bowl. Yeah. Build the spaghetti bowl and then back those two tracks and the turnaround up.
But here's the question. If that gets relocated, are they going to update the limbs on it? Because I feel like those things are old. And like to replace ones a lot. Like, will they go to the newer systems? But then that's a lot of money. Are they going to want to invest that kind of money where they move it?
Question is, do they move it or did someone buy it?
Yeah.
That I think that's the if someone buys it outside of the chain, then they have the option of updating it. I think if they move it, it's as is. And fingers crossed.
Yeah. Colin, are you planning to go to Six Flags America closing day? I am. That's the hope, as long as the weather is conducive. I might try to squeeze in a visit before that, just to like truly enjoy the park, because I know on closing day there's probably going to be a ton of people there all trying to do the same thing, so it won't be much of a day for riding. But we'll see. It's on November 2nd, for those of you that don't know. That is the day they are done. And they already have like this banner up covering where it said Six Flags on the main entrance. And it like shows off all the different logos from over the years of what the park has been. It's very, very nice that, despite the fact that the park is closing and it's, it's kind of done very like, yep, we're getting rid of it. I appreciate that the leadership at the park really does care, and they're trying to make the best of it and make the final bit of time they have working at that park as good as possible. I think that's really good. So I would definitely like to get down there more than just the closing day if possible. We'll see though. Let's see. You should really create more Sora AI videos. The first one was hilarious. I'm not going to, because I know it's very controversial. Like I said in the video, I did it for fun, just as a one-off, and I was not planning on doing any more. Believe me, it's a lot of fun, but I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding Sora and just AI in general, and I'm just going to steer clear of that. I don't need to get involved. But I hope you enjoyed the one video, because that's the only one I'm going to do.
More entertainment places, like Topgolf, the go-karts and stuff.
The question is, will those get the same amount of attention as the classic Great Adventure update? That's the tricky thing.
Right, try one of them, see what happens.
That's the plan. That's going to all be a part of the experimental phase.
I think we should have a Hollywood Studios guest Grand Prix.
Guest Grand Prix.
You invite all of us who've been your guests, and we'll go to a go-kart track and duel it out.
That would be cool. And get cameras on everyone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Count me in.
You can do it. The supercharged in Edison.
Yeah. If they're willing to work with me, I'd gladly do it.
I don't see why not. Well, you can bring a GoPro anyway, because I did that.
But it's a matter of
As long as-
organizing a nice big race with just us.
Well, as long as you have a big enough group, you'll be able to do it.
Yeah,
And
we
maybe if
can
I
go,
could fly the drone in there, that'd be sweet.
we can go late.
That you're gonna have to talk to them about.
Yeah. Let's see. I could see them selling Great Adventure to Universal. It has the land as well as they are looking to expand. That would be a crazy turn of events. I don't know what Universal would do with the park. They would completely transform it, that's for sure, because it does not fit the mold of what they try to do with their parks. I hope they wouldn't turn it into a kids resort, because I think that would just be lame, considering what Great Adventure is. You know, it's got a lot of history, and it's always been this giant thrill park, even if it's in a bit of a lull right now.
Dude, it's super easy. Split Great and Adventure, put islands in the middle. Great Islands of Adventure.
Great Islands of Adventure. I think it'll work.
Oh,
Although
For sure.
Universal would try to build in New Jersey and then discover how difficult it is to do anything in New Jersey and back out very quickly.
Yeah, I don't see Universal. It's good luck.
New Jersey happens to be probably the strictest state for doing just about anything in. If you start to
especially
look into
because
the
of
laws.
that park.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Oh boy. What if Netflix bought Great Adventure? What would Netflix do with Great Adventure? Turn it into a giant film studio? I mean, they have no interest in operating amusement parks, to my knowledge. And especially in the market that we're in right now, where theme parks are just known across the board as not doing that well, given everything, I don't think Netflix buying Great Adventure would be a smart move for them.
Yeah.
It'd be
But
cool.
they could.
I don't really know what they would do with the park because they've never done anything like this.
They could just theme everything to all their big shows and everything. Just think about like a Warner Brothers park,
Right.
everything gets rethemed and you can promote whatever your latest, shows and stuff.
What's tough about this situation right now is that with it has to come debt. And so even if they get a deal on it, you're still getting it with debt. Like they're not selling these parks free and clear. So it's like land, assets, and oh, by the way, here's a little bit of markup so we can retire some debt, right? And that's what's going to make it challenging for anyone to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to do this. I don't know. It's a great idea. Like Netflix is an entertainment company. It wouldn't be the first time Paramount owned parks. Universal owns parks. Disney owns parks. They're not parks companies. Who knows? Maybe we just gave Netflix an idea.
So I actually just saw this in the chat. Sean from East Coaster Fan pointed this out, that there are Netflix houses, they're called. Essentially mini family entertainment centers. I don't know if they're really like amusement park level, but I mean, they're something. It looks like the first one is going to be the one in Las Vegas coming in 2027. They have like a Squid Game style thing, a Stranger Things thing. What is this? One Piece, Wednesday. It's like kind of like something I'd expect out of American Dream, just on a higher
You got
scale.
a super chat.
I did get a super chat. I don't like what the super chat is asking though.
What is it?
Thank you, Jack. I'm not going to answer that question, but thank you for the super chat. Let me get back up to where we were, which was right there. It may be interesting. I don't really know that that's the right direction for Netflix because contrary to popular belief, yeah, Netflix is a very popular big brand, but when you really break down their IPs, there's not that many of them that are consistently relevant because they're very reliant on having to, constantly pump out seasons, and they can't always do that. Like Stranger Things, that ends this year. Squid Game, that just finished with season 3, and yeah, they're going to do their spinoffs, but I don't think it'll stay as popular. Wednesday is fairly popular. I've never heard of One Piece, so I don't know.
Think of the Halloween event, though.
That's true.
They would put
another
on
super
hell of
chat.
a Halloween event. And
Thank you, Scarlett, for the super chat. The night is going quite well, answering all of these interesting questions. Where was I? Here I was. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I don't think. Oh, they have one opening in Dallas. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Gary, you can go check it out.
Something similar, if people are interested in things like this, and maybe this would be one to do as a group. The John Wick experience in Vegas was awesome. I mean, it was one of the coolest things I've experienced because you're actually in it. You get a character, like the whole thing. It's kind of like what was supposed to happen with the Galactic Star Cruiser. Like the John Wick experience in Vegas, hands down, one of the best experiences I've ever had.
That's good to know. Well, there's one even closer to us, so. And it's opening in a month, exactly a month from today.
So we going to plan a trip here?
Might have to. I don't know. That's pretty sweet.
I'm in.
Well, anyways, been on that question for a while. Tormenta would be better if it didn't have vest restraints. I agree. I don't like vest restraints. Although if it's not smooth, then the vest restraints are a godsend. So double-edged sword. Would you bring back Scream Machine or Rolling Thunder?
RT.
I would have to go Rolling Thunder.
RT all day. Machine.
It's tough. It's really tough because they both would be great in the parks lineup right now.
The intensity of those loops.
I mean, as a ride, I would probably say Scream Machine's better because I like Viper better than Rolling Thunder, and Viper and Scream Machine are very similar. But Rolling Thunder, man, that was my ride when I was little. And if it's here, that means they can RMC it. So think about it that way.
Yeah.
Scream Machine. I'd rather Scream Machine over an RMC Rolling Thunder.
That's a bold take.
I'm just those loops that I don't know, and it just had a presence in the parking lot. Walking in, hearing that lift chatter, and then you hear it through the loops, and that in the out of the first loop you'd get the one trim brake. The sounds, just like you knew, like this is gonna be a good day.
It's true.
And you knew you'd have some drain damage at the end.
That is very true. Which park is getting Six Flags America's Harley Quinn's Insanity? I hope Magic Mountain. They don't have one. No, Magic Mountain does have one. They have Crazanity, which is the larger model. It's the one just like Great Adventures, just like Sky Striker, Great America. I wouldn't be surprised if that actually got scrapped, as crazy as that sounds. Because those rides are prone to issues, the giant discoveries. So
how new is that motor on it? Because then they could just take the motor and give it to someone that needs it.
They could.
Like another
they
one.
Definitely could.
Chain.
You
got another
super chat. Yes, we do. Thank you, F7. Dueling Alpenfury and call it the Chiller's Revenge. That would be sweet. Alpenfury is an incredible ride.
Into the movie.
Yeah, well, that is true. I don't know how they're going to get DC to approve that one.
Good luck. Luckily, got that whole DC fest.
Yeah, it's true. They could be a part of DC Heroes and Villains, which will return this upcoming year, which is very exciting. Let's see. I see people asking about Six Flags stock and if they should buy it. I don't give stock advice. We do not do that here. Where were we? I'm trying to find that exact line. I guess I missed it. Do you think Joker could get a repaint before Nitro? Remember Fiesta Texas's Batman recently got a major overhaul. Thanks, Jeffrey. Could we see this happen? You never know. I mean, Joker definitely needs a repaint. It's looking pretty dull. Nitro needs it a heck of a lot more, but you never know. Joker's probably cheaper to repaint.
Someone gave me an answer on repaints. I can't tell the person's name, They said repaints, number one reason for doing it is when the lack of paint is going to create structural integrity issues. The reason for a repaint is usually not cosmetic.
It's true. That is true.
And
And
there's no-
squeezing a
no
repaint
return
into
to
the
that.
budget, exactly. Squeezing it into the budget and justifying it, considering there's no ROI, makes it very difficult to justify.
Yeah. The asset preservation is the number one reason they will repaint something. The way it looks is never going to push it above the line typically.
Is Freight Fest worth going to? I don't know what Freight Fest is. I do know what Fright Fest is, though. Fright Fest is good. It's, you have to know what you're getting into. Fright Fest is not going to be Halloween Horror Nights. It's not going to be Hershey Park Dark Nights. Quite frankly, it's not going to be on the same level as some of the local haunts. The local haunts knock it out of the park. Great Adventure is great, because it's fairly cheap. Granted, if you're doing mazes plus admission, like a day ticket, forget it. That's expensive. But if you're going as a pass holder, maybe you want to do the mazes, I think you pay, $35 for a maze pass, and you're getting in the park for free. So in that case, it's not bad. I do think Asylum is the one maze that you need to go out of your way for. That one is incredible. The other ones are hit or miss. I do like Big Top Terror. That's always a great one. Army of the Dead is definitely my favorite IP of the year. That one is very good this year for whatever reason, as is Texas Chainsaw. And the rest kind of hit or miss after that. But if you're a pass holder, I'd say go. There's no reason not to, especially because there's a lot you can do without having to go through the mazes.
Don't go. Go to Hershey. Go to Hershey.
I mean,
their event's better.
I do like Hershey's event a lot. They also include the mazes for free with your admission. So
exactly, that's a big selling point.
Indeed, it is.
Look what happened to Dorney Park. All those
True.
pass holders up in arms.
Even though it's only a $10 upcharge.
Yeah, but when you buy something thinking you get it, and then they change it mid-season, like they could have went better about that. But that's like the story of the year with that company. So
it's true. What do you imagine could happen with the Skyway Towers and the Frontier Adventures building, or a new ride or building in its current structure place? I will just flat out say it. I think they never should have gotten rid of the Skyway. The park was built around the layout of the Skyway, and not having the Skyway there just makes the park feel very strange. The layout just doesn't feel remotely cohesive. It never really did, after all the expansions they had made. But now that it's gone, it doesn't make sense. I really wish they could have gotten Doppelmayr, who did the Disney Skyliner, to come in and work some magic. From what I understand, they were in talks at one point. And then, of course, at the end of 24, half the rides got closed. So, yeah, I'm still sour about that one. I'll probably always be sour about that one. The Skyway Towers are never going to leave, at least not in the foreseeable future, because there's just too much important infrastructure built into them. There's emergency lighting. There's radio, whatever it was called.
comm towers. There's
yes,
communication.
Comm towers built into them. So they're not going to go anywhere. But I think that park desperately needs another version of the Skyway. There's no transport rides at all. Not a single one. Not a train. Not a sky ride. Not a tram. Nothing. And to me, a theme park isn't a true theme park without at least one transportation ride. So I hope that we desperately can get something in the vein of that, or train or something. We need it.
Although I would love to see the Fort Station get turned into a bar. So you just
you and your bars.
That would be a pretty sweet bar up there, just to hang out, look at that water,
But it'd be even sweeter to have that be the middle station of the new Skyway that then connects out to the Safari.
Yeah, but good luck.
I know.
You know it ain't happening.
Oh, I know.
Maybe the future owner of Great Adventure, but not with this company.
What brand of blue light glasses are you wearing? I couldn't tell you. They're from Amazon. Let's see. Do you think the log flume will get removed? I hope not. I hope they understand that getting rid of more rides, especially classic rides, is not going to end well. And especially after the multi-million-dollar refurbishment they did to it over the course of the past couple of years that opened in 24. I hope that they're just going to continue to maintain it and keep it going despite whatever may happen to it. I think it needs to stay. It's very important for that ride to stay.
Yeah, but if it comes down to like, oh, we got to drop another whatever $1 million to keep it running, that's gone. Like
Depending on who's in charge,
building.
you never know.
Yeah, but I think right now they're hurt. They're not gonna dump that kind of money. I just don't see it. If it really needs a lot to get it up and running, I think it's done.
I just hope that they at least keep it SB&O and don't jump the gun like they did on all the rides they just got rid of. To me, Ka should have just stayed SB&O for the year, as should the Skyway. They should have just left them. That way, if they did decide to change their mind and do something else, that was still an option, as opposed to spending millions of dollars to get rid of them and then have nothing. Let's see. Would you rather bring back the Wave Swinger or Music Express to Great Adventure? Music Express. Easily.
Ooh.
Easily.
I think I go Music Express as well.
I'm on the opposite. I love the Wave Swinger.
Nah. We have Sky Screamer.
It is a different experience from it, though, but
Yes.
I give it slight Music Express.
I'm Music Express all day. For sure.
Classic swings are always good, though.
They're fun. They are fun. Let's see. What do you get with pizzas? Wings or cheese breads with sauce? Well, for me, neither. I just like pizza. Garlic knots are good. But typically just pizza for me.
Cheese breads with sauce.
Brian,
I can't.
Can you? Yeah, I was gonna say you can't have pizza.
I have to have vegan, gluten-free pizza, so.
Yeah.
But I would wings.
Alcohol-free beer.
Yeah, I got to get gluten-free beer. That's why the hard seltzers are where they're at.
There you go.
Yeah, Redbridge are actually good gluten-free beer. I mean, for anyone else out there that can't have gluten.
Nitro or Vengeance? That's not even a competition. Yeah, Vengeance runs laps around Nitro. Top Thrill 2 or Gwazi? Gwazi.
Yeah, Gwazi.
All day.
Even with all the shenanigans happening with Gwazi right now. Gwazi.
Which someone was just down there like yesterday and took a picture. It's not there anymore.
Yeah, so from what I understand.
Like I missed it.
So, okay, from what I understand, somebody was hit by a loose article on Mako. This then prompted the company to first go to Iron Gwazi to use as their test dummy to implement a no loose article policy, which I'm very surprised it didn't have a no loose article policy to begin with. But regardless, the way they decided to do it was Great Adventure style, except they had a metal detector where you had to put all your loose articles in a locker that wasn't free and they were not very plentiful. And the day they tried to do it, they gave up and just went back because it was a mess and it didn't work. So now they don't know exactly how they're going to go about it. I guess we're just going to kind of watch. If they do the Wildcats Revenge style lockers where, you just pass through right before you get on the ride, perfect. And quite frankly, that queue is large enough inside the station where you can very easily implement it right before you board the ride. I don't think that would be very difficult. Yes, you'd lose some queue space, but if they would, get their operators moving a little faster so that the trains aren't stacking and sitting in the station for 4 minutes, then that wouldn't really be an issue. If you can't tell, I have some issues with the fact that their ops are slow there, but I hope they get it sorted out. That's true. Gwazi in particular, though, when I was there, we waited 35 minutes with quick queue with nobody in line for quick queue. There was no one in line for quick queue. That was just from us to get from the quick queue merge onto the ride. And we went on the front row, which only had a 2-train wait. The whole train was a 2-train wait, and it took that long. It was also on 1 train, and they were dragging. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. As you guys probably can figure, I don't like that policy at all. Dealing with it at Great Adventure for how many years was that? At least 6 years of having to essentially pay to ride a ride, I thought was awful. And I was so happy when Brian got those double-sided lockers in at Toro. That was a godsend. They still need them at Devil and Joker, and they needed them at Ka, but that doesn't really matter now.
Devil needs them bad.
Devil really needs them. I don't ride Devil because I'm not willing. It's not even the principle of having to pay for the locker. It's because I need to go out of my way to get to the locker and then deal with the line with no phone. It's just, there's no point to me.
I got a great idea. Stop taking phones on rides and we don't have to worry about it.
That would be nice if people would, secure things in a zippered pocket, because if it's in a zippered pocket, it's not going to go anywhere unless you intentionally open it. But people, they think they know better and wind up hitting people with their phones, like what happened to me on El Toro a couple years back. So, got to blame natural stupidity, I guess. Any ideas on what could possibly take over Daredevil Dive's plot? I remember we had some minor updates during the summer. That really depends on a lot of things. Six Flags America is obviously a big point of discussion right now, and it depends a lot on what they do with the rides that are at that park. Great Adventure is probably the closest or second closest park to them, other than King's Dominion, to very easily relocate rides to, as is this case with Dorney. So I would definitely expect at least something to come from Six Flags America. I mean, we're already getting a rack of what was that merchandise item that everyone was like making fun of? Hang on,
necklaces.
It was like a holder of necklaces that said "Bring to Great Adventure" or "Deliver this rack to Six Flags Great Adventure." So
yeah, but did someone just like bring that in? Like, was that real, or did someone like make that from home and go to the park and stick that for a joke?
You never know. You never know. You don't want to believe everything you see on Reddit. Yeah. But I'm sure.
I know it would be good in DD's Plaza. A wild mouse that spins, because we just need some other spinning coaster.
We need another spinning coaster and another wild mouse.
That I think would be awesome for a wild mouse that spins. I don't know where they could get one, but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's one in Steel Pier they just built, but I don't think they're going to take that one yet.
Swap. No. You never know.
You trade.
They can get a lighthouse and that. They'll get the lighthouse theming rights and that.
The lighthouse. But yeah, we'll see. It all depends on what happens with Six Flags America. We'll have more information once the park is closed and they know what they're doing with the rides.
The best thing would be if they put a tilt coaster there and it tilted into the midway. Would have been awesome. But
yep, like Siren's Curse.
Yeah, that honestly, I think that would fit perfectly. Now that I think about it. And so a park that needed another roller coaster, man, it's almost like they're sabotaging the park on purpose. Huh.
I won't go that far, but
okay. I will.
Can they get rid of their boardwalk contract? There is no contract for the theme of the boardwalk. That's not something you need to pay for. That's like a Western area. You don't have to pay to have a Western area. You can just make it a Western area. There's no IP tied to it. I don't know why they feel need to have a boardwalk area.
What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think they rent it from Governor Murphy.
Yep. NJ Gov sponsored boardwalk.
Bring back Nathan's.
Yeah, if they're going to have a boardwalk area, you can't have a boardwalk area with no Nathan's. I mean, they got Rita's at least.
Nathan's.
Well, because then they'd have to get that contract from New York, because New York is Nathan's. That's a whole new contract they got to do with New York.
Because they used to have it where the boardwalk steak and fries is now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on that corner.
Can someone answer me this? Why can't you get a hot dog with mustard and kraut anymore? Like anywhere?
I don't eat hot dogs, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh my god!
What like at the park or in general? Like there's some good hot dogs.
Like the only place you can go is to a Dirty Dog spot in New York. That's it. But like you never used to be able to get.
New Brunswick's got a place, Destination Dogs. There's another place in Belmont you could still get it. It's pretty good.
You forget.
There's some other places around.
But you used to be able to go like anywhere and be like, I want a dog with mustard and kraut. And now it's like you can get a dog with bacon bits and potatoes. It's like who the hell?
Oh yeah, they go very. Yeah. Like Destination Dogs is a very they have some crazy concoctions, but
I just want a hot dog with mustard and sauerkraut.
Oh, and pickle too. You gotta have the pickle on it.
You're speaking a foreign language to me.
Oh yeah, you don't eat anything, so
no,
you don't.
But hey, that would be another good video when you change your channel up. We'll take you to a real hot dog place, and you have to try a hot dog with mustard and crowns.
Oh my God. You and I are going to take him on a Jersey food tour and see how
that'd
he
be
holds
awesome.
up. And we'll start with the grease trucks of New Brunswick.
No, I don't need any more New Brunswick in my life. Thank you very
We'll
much.
Start with
Well, that's where
grease
we're
trucks.
starting.
My Lord.
Grease trucks,
This is gonna
some
happen.
White Castle, some Jimmy Buffs, Rutt's Hut. We can do a hot dog
Hot
tour.
tour.
The hot dog tour would be fun.
It was Texas
We
and
do a
Jersey.
burger tour instead.
No, we're doing hot dog. You gotta
Hot dog-
open
hot
your
dog
palate
tour.
here.
Well, then I'm going to take you on an ice cream tour, Brian. We'll see how that goes.
Well, you don't get sick from it.
I could.
No. But as long as they have vegan options, I'll be fine. Because the Point Pleasant Coors has oat milk, or they have a vegan option that I can actually have.
It's interesting. Thanks, F7. Colin, what do you eat and how are you alive?
Best question of the night.
Wow. Okay.
We're still trying to figure that out.
Getting personal here. Yeah, I don't know how I'm alive. I just keep going.
He's French fried power.
Yeah. French fries and burgers. That's what powers me. Anyways, Maverick or Siren's Curse? Maverick. But Siren's Curse is phenomenal. I know I like Siren's Curse a lot more than Darius. I love Siren's Curse. The ride is so good.
I've not been on that, but Maverick is awesome.
It doesn't have a single vertical element besides the drop. Everything
What's that
else
supposed to mean?
Everything else is this.
So what does Maverick have that's a vertical element besides the drop?
It tries to kill you. That's the difference.
So does Sirens.
No, it doesn't. Sirens
You
is
ride
like
that thing in the back,
overboard
bro.
You have the airtime on.
Toss.
family ride. It's a
Sirens
family
has the drop down into the tunnel. I will die on the hill, but Sirens is an incredible ride.
This is me on Sirens after the second time. I'm like,
Nah, you're wrong. Anyways, do you consider mountain coasters a roller coaster? Yes. They are credits. Let's see. What's your most underrated wooden coaster? Oh boy. Let me pull out the spreadsheet.
the boss.
The Boss, huh? Boss is good. I've ridden 104 wooden coasters. Let's see if I can find something interesting in here.
The Voyage.
I do like American Eagle a lot. No, not the Voyage. Overrated.
Overrated,
Wait.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry,
I
I
would
was
mix it with
missing the-
American Eagle. In terms of like recent stuff, American Eagle is very underrated. I really liked American Eagle at Great America.
Hmm.
I'm sure there's something else that's very obvious that I'm forgetting about, but there's a lot of good ones out there. A lot of rides that aren't that rough that do get a lot of hate for being rough, even though they're not.
I can't really think of an underrated. I feel like all the ones that I know that are like I enjoyed are like no, they're known to be good. So, like the Kennywood coasters, those are good.
Yeah, they're
but I
fun.
feel like everyone raves about them.
I'll let you guys ponder
Oscars.
that while I move to the next
I'll
spot.
definitely say the most overrated one is
Oscars
the
is
Voyage.
good. Yeah, Voyage is very overrated. Love Holiday World, but I don't get the hype for the Voyage. Legend is very well. Legend used to be underrated, but now everybody raves about it, so it's not really underrated anymore.
You have to ride Voyage on like the third Thursday of the month, and it has to be at night, and it has to be trimless. Like there's all these.
You have to have
conditions.
5 clicks on your restraint, and
Yeah, I'm
your
like
seatbelt
I
needs to be
don't
this
see it.
long on this side in this car. No.
Yeah, you have to have your hand up like this when you start, and
And then you have to
I
go
don't know.
down at this certain part. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I love Siren's Curse until I rode Alpine Fury. Now I'm totally seeing it as what it is, a family coaster. It's funny you say that because I rank them right next to each other. I can't decide which one I like more. They're very different rides, but they're both incredible.
Shout out to Rainey. We didn't kill each other. We were in the UK together.
Ty Rainey, Oh, this is. Oh, that. Oh.
That's Rainy. That's Kooky Poo the Kook.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, hello. I didn't read the name. That's my fault. What do you think is more likely? Nitro gets repainted or Iron Rattler gets extended? Well, we're seeing parts of Nitro get repainted, so it's making progress. Iron Rattler did get a third train, so I guess that's good for something. But I think both are equally unlikely at this point. What's your favorite B&M hypercoaster? It had to be Goliath at Six Flags over Georgia.
Goliath is definitely the best.
Yeah. Although I do really like Diamondback too. And Mako's great. But
Mako in the Rain.
Mako in the Rain is crazy. I just don't like Mako's second half.
Yeah, Mako in the Rain is that was one of the best experiences I've ever had with you.
That was just ridiculous. So ridiculous.
Something not to sound like the Voyage, but something happens to Mako when it rains where it just becomes a monster.
Yeah. Oh, another super chat. Thank you, Northeast Coasters. King the Ka had the best announcement video of all time. It truly encapsulated the feelings surrounding the ride. I think Ka and Toro both had just top tier announcement videos because they're both very similar. They're in the same style. And it just like the feelings you got from watching those videos, you would think that like, I don't know, a new world was spawning. It was that exciting. There was that much hype. The way they built those attractions up. I mean, those videos are timeless. Let's see. Where was I? We were talking about best B&M Hyper. So we'll move on to this question. Do you think they need more water rides at Great Adventure? I do. And I say that because Log Flume was closed for most of this year. So just having Roaring Rapids is not enough. But I think rather than more, we need improvements to the ones we already have. I think Log Flume is probably in as great of a state as it could be, granted, as long as it's open. The Rapids, on the other hand, could use a lot of improvements. You look at stuff like Infinity Falls at SeaWorld Orlando, Mystic River Falls at Silver Dollar City, even Thunder Canyon at Dorney Park. They have all these great elements to them that just make them top tier water rides. And look at Popeyes at Universal because you have the waterfalls, the water effects. Roaring Rapids is just rapids, which that's half the equation for rapids. I think you need a lot more than just the rapids in order to make a good rapids attraction, and Roaring Rapids doesn't have that.
They've also neutered it because like there used to be a time where like you got blasted on that ride, and now it's like simple.
Yeah,
remember the guiding jets?
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah, you got right up over the top. You got soaked on that.
So just putting the elements they used to have back in place is half the battle.
Yeah, that is true. Let's see. Next question. Can we see a new observation ride emerge, similar to the observation ride at Great America as a replacement or reimagination of the parachutes? I thought that a really cool idea that's not going to happen, assuming that we get the mock tower spinner, would have been to stick an observation tower inside that structure because it's square shaped and have one pop out the top of the structure there. I thought that would have been a great idea. I know it'll never happen, but I think it's sick.
Or you could put a flag.
You could. I don't know how the foundation would fare with all that, but you never know. Let's see. Why did they keep that piece of Rolling Thunder underneath El Toro? I think they did it for a couple of reasons. One, because it was too difficult to get it out of there, so they just left it. That's probably the most probable reason. I think it's also because it does act as a great memoriam to the ride, and it is right underneath the Rolling Thunder hill, so why would you get rid of Rolling Thunder? But yeah, I think most of it is just because it was too difficult to get it out.
I remember hearing at the time that it was because then El Toro would have to be because then you made a modification to El Toro's structure, even though they were separate. But if you left that, then you don't have to whatever they would have to do with the state, they didn't have to do anything with inspection or
too.
reclass, whatever.
I can see that.
So that's why they left it, because then it was one less permit they had to get to remove, and they didn't have to do anything with El Toro's inspection or whatever. Because that technically now it's like in part of El Toro's structure.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that. I'm not saying that's 100% true, but that's what I thought I heard, and it kind of makes sense with how New Jersey and permits.
Magic Mountain has a couple of those too. Like if you look, there's like remnants of like people mover rides and stuff like that, where like they've used a footer that's so close that they were tied together structurally, even though they weren't physically tied together. They were on the same structural plan, and I think that's the issue with that section of Toro, is that they're in such close proximity to each other, footers and everything else, that they're in the same plan. And if they took them out, they had to re-permit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Top Golf vlog would go hard. I guess we could try. I don't really know how to base a vlog out of Top Golf because there's not too much to show because it's very repetitive, but you never know.
Yeah, there's different games. You know, you show one game.
Angry
You
Birds.
make an 8-minute vlog. You're not making a half-hour vlog out of it. You make an 8-minute vlog.
That's very true.
You know, we get 6. What you fill 6 people in a bay?
Yes.
Could be the second part to the Collywood Guest Grand Prix.
Yeah,
and
right next
they're
door.
in the same parking lot.
Yeah, they're right next to each other.
There, and then you could do the indoor skydiving too while we're there.
That is true.
Well, you just have to spend the whole day there.
Oh my God, Colin in a wind tunnel. I definitely have to be here for this.
Well, I'm still waiting for the day to go skydiving, which could actually happen sooner than later. So.
Oh, you got 2 super chats.
Whoa, look at this. Northeast Coasters, thank you for the super chat. Since barely any of the Golden Kingdom has been demolished, do you think they'll repurpose it for future development or fully rip it out by next year? I don't think they're going to touch it. I think they're going to leave it and just kind of decide what they're going to do with it once they get there. It'll kind of be like the Old Country situation where it was just kind of abandoned for years until they decided to redo it. That's my expectation.
Yep.
Like, why spend the money to rip it out when you can just let it sit and then figure out if you're going to reuse it? Like, right now they're trying, like we said earlier, you're trying to preserve money at this point.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to put the announcement out now at 10:13 in 2 minutes from when I am saying this. The line is going in the chat for no more questions. You got a minute to get all of your questions in. Last second here.
Bum rush it with questions.
Yeah, throw them all in there. Get very little time. And the second super chat, thank you, F7. FujiQ did do an observation on their hyper, so the mock tower could probably also do that, but no, in New Jersey, it probably won't. And there's the answer to your question. New Jersey will never allow it, unfortunately. Let's see, where was I? Here we go. You know I'll win the go-kart challenge. Yeah, because you'll knock everyone off the course. That's how you play. Very aggressive.
I don't know, man.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that.
I think I'll give Phil a run for his money.
You know, after seeing the both of you drive that Penske truck, I think you're right.
If it weren't for me getting locked out of the speedometer.
It's true. Let's see. Next question. Colin, what is your favorite B&M dive coaster? Griffin. Definitely Griffin. I like the over-the-shoulders. I like the fact that it's focused on airtime. I'm not a big fan of the newer style B&M dives.
I will plug for Alton Towers. If you want to ride the OG, it's so different than any of the other ones. You like sit in a reclined position. Oblivion is still crazy.
It looks interesting.
Yeah, like it's like original and almost kind of janky. Like just the way it's all set up. Like if you want to see where it all started, there's not a lot to it, but getting on Oblivion is definitely worth it.
Okay. Let's see. What is your favorite area of Great Adventure? Golden Kingdom. That'll stay that way for a long time. There's not an area in the park that I like better than what the Golden Kingdom was.
It's not the new footers? I thought you were going to say the dirt pile by the new footers.
Even I would rather walk around in the dirt pile. No, I'm kidding. But I'm sure I would enjoy the Golden Kingdom even without Ka. Although it would look really weird at the end with just, nothing. What is your favorite area in Magic Kingdom? That is easily Tomorrowland. I know it's not the most thematically, best, but it has the best rides. So that wins that for me. I would say Frontierland, but they ruined it with Tiana's, in my opinion. I much prefer Splash.
I agree. I would have said Frontier, but then the fact when they Tiana's.
And Tiana's is a fine ride, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't make any sense there. And Splash Mountain was iconic. They should have never touched it.
How dare they get rid of Briar Rabbit?
I know. Brer Fox.
My boy. They took him out.
Yeah.
There's only one ride Disney should have gotten rid of, and that's It's a Small World. That's it.
I'm not a fan of it. It's a Small World. It's just creepy.
It's a Small World is like stereotype the ride.
That is true. That's very true.
That is. I'm gonna leave that in.
like you do the Splash Mountain thing, but you don't get rid of. Never mind. We're not turning this into a political discussion, but geez.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah, you'll go way too political for. Yeah.
Epcot is the best Disney park. No.
Ooh.
If we're talking world, my favorite is Hollywood Studios, which I know sounds ridiculous, but
oh yeah,
that was good. When you turn 21, re-answer.
Yeah, then that'll change my mind.
There's a whole other.
I did have a reaffirmation though. The what do you call it? The Space Mountain version at Paris kills all the U.S. Space Mountain. Kills it.
Oh, I'm sure. Because that's a full-blown Vekoma looper.
Kills it. I forgot. And I'm waiting to find out how the Japanese Space Mountain is going to be. That's I'm still looking forward to that.
That one looks ridiculous. The Intamin one. It's gigantic too.
The Intamin, that should be really good.
Intamin
but
Space
even
Mountain.
You don't need anything. So even the Epcot food festivals, that's why you need to learn how to actually eat.
Learn how
and then
to
you'll
eat.
Epcot more.
We got to take them off the feeding tube.
Yeah. Come on, Phil. We got to all gang up here.
Hey, Colin, have you stayed at a Walt Disney World hotel yet? Yes, I've stayed at the Polynesian twice. I don't think I've stayed at the other ones, but I've stayed at Polynesian twice. I love the Polynesian.
Wow.
Cheat code.
Big
the
roller
Dolphin
there,
and Swan are Marriott resorts, but they're considered on property. And you get all the on property stuff with the Magic Band.
Ah.
Nice little cheat code.
Yeah, that's the way to do it on a budget, but you still get all the perks.
Yep. And Walt Disney World Transportation System, they have the boats and the buses.
Why did they get rid of the no smoking policy at Great Adventure? It's because they're not allowing you to re-enter the park after 6 p.m., which would then mean that you can't smoke, which not even going to get into it. But I guess they decided that from a security standpoint, made a lot more sense to avoid problems and just introduce a smoking area into the park. That way there would be no issues. And I believe it's just the one in Movie Town. I think that's the only smoking
helping
area.
Customer service out, because that's all you're going to get from customer service then. So it's just helping them out.
Let's see. No, I'm not going to answer that one. When will we get our dueling coaster, and why do you personally think we haven't gotten one yet? Well, we've had 3. We had Lightning Loops, we had Chiller, we had Rolling Thunder. So we've had them, and they've all closed for one reason or another. Joker's Jinx is an indoor coaster. I say no, because the Flight of Fear coasters just look so ugly with the giant box. I love the rides, but you can't hide the box. That's the problem.
Well, I get, like he's saying, during the rain, though, that would keep it open.
Yeah,
but
they could give it the same treatment that Skull Mountain has, but it would
It
cost
could.
money.
Lots of money.
They're not spending that kind of money.
It would
No,
cost
Just
them
like a
money.
dueling coaster costs a lot of money. They're not going to spend double the price to put a dueling.
It's true.
Maybe if Kid
Will you
Flash
be
was
visiting Lincoln Mill again? Yes, I will be at Lincoln Mill next weekend. Just the way our schedules worked out, wound up being a little later, but we'll be back there next weekend. Do you plan on going to Great America anytime soon? No, because I was just there in May. And there are 2 vlogs, maybe even 3, from that visit back in May. You can go check out. Let's see.
You said no. Seems like you had a bad time.
Well, I had a great time, but
No, but you're like, no, I'm not going back.
no, never. I was gonna go back, but then the big trip turned into Teal Team 6, so that kind of threw a wrench into that road trip. I hope they don't get rid of Runaway Mine Train. The airtime at the end is insane. If they touch Runaway Train, that's when I'll really revolt. They better never touch that ride. It's a classic.
Yeah, that's history.
And it's like the best mine train ever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to Flash's logo light package at the front of the train? I remember seeing it light up during testing. Now when it's open, I've never seen it flash at all. The lights have been on and off on that and Siren's Curse throughout the year, which I kind of expected. They're very maintenance intensive. And remember, these are Six Flags parks, so they're only going to be able to keep up on it so much, for being honest. I mean, you look at rides that used to have special effects like that, like X2 and Bizarro, they had on-ride audio. That quickly went away because they decided it was not worth keeping up. I hope we see it stick around for a while on Flash and Sirens, but you never know. And it is very tough to keep up on stuff like that.
The audio barely works.
The audio is great on Flash now. They've got it to a good point where it's not
I just
layering.
rode it the back 2 cars. They weren't working.
Oh, never mind that.
Last weekend?
If Vekoma can fix one thing, like I feel like I get in a 1996 Honda Civic every time I hear the on-ride audio.
Yeah, it's definitely a little low res. That is for sure.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Sounds like the back speakers in a Honda Civic, like SI 1996.
Sounds like my dad's little white car. Sounds exactly like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. 2024 Lightning Rod over Iron Gwazi. See, now if you said like 2016 to 2019 Lightning Rod, fine. But this is slow rod. This is like Lightning Rod with the launch, but the slow launch, which was still good, but not even close to Iron Gwazi. If you're talking Lightning Rod where it went full speed over the top, sure, fine, because that was insane. But not that Lightning Rod. Chances of more food chain locations coming to Great Adventure. I'm gonna say no. I would love to see more because they tend to bring in a higher level of quality. Like Fat Burger, when that was new, was by far the best place to eat at the park. Now it's pretty much no different than the rest of the burger places at the park, which I feel like just kind of tends to happen with all the chain locations. They never stay as good as they start out as very long, but you never know. I'm not expecting it though.
In general, though, would you guys say that was probably one of the things that went well in the merger so far? Is that the food is at least better?
So this I will say. The food started out great, and it's not that it's changed that much, but it's not the same. It's definitely gotten lower as the season has gone on, which I figured would happen. That's usually how it goes. Overall, it's better, but otherwise, like, some things really haven't changed. Like, there's some places that flat out have served the same exact food they did pre-merger. Other places that are definitely a step up for sure. So it's an improvement, but not as big of an improvement as we initially thought it would be, in my opinion. That could just be my experience. I'm a very picky eater, but I only eat like 5 things, so
that's true.
But
Mama Floor is still best food, I think, in the park.
Mama Floor's runs laps around every other place in the park for me.
Yeah, and it's also Like they control the quality. It's not
Exactly.
a chain. Fat Burger is just Fat Burger in name, right?
Yes,
I mean,
it's not
yeah.
actually Fat Burger anymore.
I would say overall the food has improved since the merger, but
chicken tenders, mac and cheese.
wow.
I've also been there 36 times this year, so I've definitely seen the. Believe me, I'm not happy about it either. I've definitely seen
36 burgers though.
Not burger every time. I can tell you that.
Oh, burger pizza. You alternate
Cheesesteak in the mix there too.
Oh, that seems a little
What, too exotic?
Exotic for you. I don't know.
No, that's one of the 5.
Oh, okay.
One of the 5 food groups: candy corn.
Anyways,
can we get that on a shirt? Collins food groups.
Do you see Great Adventure having an all-new entrance plaza and possibly a hotel? At this point, no. I thought a hotel could have been in the cards with the previous management, but I don't think that's the direction they're going in currently. There's plenty of places to put one, but I don't see it right now. And as for a new entrance plaza, it needs it. Obviously, they redid the security, which looks great now. But I think overall, a refresh would be nice, but I'm not expecting it.
That could be one of the positive outcomes of the OpCo Realco split, is that the Realco would go out and look for licensees to manage hotels on the properties, and they would essentially be responsible for developing the properties, and either the OpCo or a licensee would be responsible for running the hotels. And so I would say if we see the Realco OpCo split happen, that would be one of the first things that you would see happen, is that there would be hotels put up on the prominent properties that don't have hotels adjacent to them. Great Adventure being one of them.
That'd be pretty sweet.
The issue, what do they do in the off season? You're just gonna shut the hotel down?
Especially in Great Adventures area.
What are they going to do during the off season?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you're going out there at all for any other reason.
Yeah.
Even Adventure Crossing didn't take off like it was supposed to, so you have nothing really to draw people out there.
Yeah,
So
Great Adventures.
Put a hotel there.
Yeah, that's the challenge with Great Adventure. I think, Magic Mountain had that like opportunity, and then they built all around it. What's the one? Carowinds. It's actually working. But they have a long season and they have other uses of that hotel. So yeah, I think it's on a case-by-case basis, but I think that would be the best chance for Great Adventure getting a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Same thing with Cedar Point. I mean, who the hell wants to go there in the winter?
It's true. So yeah, this is an interesting thing I wanted to mention, that Alpen Fury, ever since I was there, has a very different policy. So for those of you unaware, Alpen Fury uses that really cool, I call it like the basket system, where you put all of your stuff into these little slivers on a conveyor belt, and it goes up around the station and winds up on the exit side of the platform once you get off the ride, and there's all your stuff. Now, when I was riding it originally, they didn't really seem to know if they were enforcing a no loose article policy. It was like, yeah, we would recommend that you put everything in there. So I took everything out of my zipper pockets because they asked us to, but it wasn't very strict per se. And from what I understand now, they have a metal detector in the station. So what you do is you take all your stuff out of your pockets, put it in, walk through the metal detector, and then you wait, and then you end up boarding your row. From what I understand, it's a bit of a slow process, and I'd imagine they're probably going to change it for next season. But yeah, it's an interesting move. And I'm very surprised they took that long to do it, because Alpen Fury goes all over pathways with not much netting. So I'm surprised it took them this long. Let's see. Wow, a lot of these are very doom and gloom. Wow, Wow, these are really doom and gloom. I can't put all these up here.
2026 Vekoma coaster, Magic Mountain.
Yeah, we don't know what's happening with that, do we?
No,
It's
Here's a
not.
good one.
What are you talking about?
Which Universal Orlando park is your favorite? I've had a hard time
Epic.
with this. You think it's Epic?
Epic. Oh, dude, I just went. I was able to watch all your content too. On after. Oh, dude, that park blew me away. That park is amazing.
Okay.
And I didn't even get on Stardust. Like, that park is amazing.
I'm very torn between that and Islands because, quite frankly, when you break them down, they're pretty similar. Islands does have more to do, but at the end of the day, they're not that different. I mean, Islands has 2 world-class dark rides with Spider-Man and Forbidden Journey. Epic has 2 world-class dark rides with Monsters and Ministry.
Monsters blows both of those out of the water. Monsters is the best dark ride.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't know if it's better than Rise, but it's really good.
Oh, no, it's I went on Rise the day before. It's better than Rise. And we had everything working on Rise.
But
Monsters,
the thing is, too, with
granted, I had no spoilers, so that was like, holy shit.
It's the thing with Islands, too, right? You have Velocicoaster, Hagrid's, Hulk. That is a formidable big 3 right there.
Yeah.
Epic cannot compete with that. Stardust, sure, it's Velocicoaster level. Hiccups does not hold a candle to Hagrid's, in my opinion. I like Hiccups. But then you have Werewolf and Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's fun, but you're not going to compare that to Hulk or Hagrid's. And Werewolf, it doesn't really feel like it belongs there. It's a fun ride, but it doesn't. Really
but that's also depends. I think they needed it. I think it was a good supporting ride.
Yes, but compared to the rest of the rides at the park, it doesn't feel like it fits in.
Oh, it was a total afterthought.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well, originally, wasn't there supposed to be a stage show? Like originally, like if you looked at original permits.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then the rest of the rides
missing a ride. They're missing 1 or 2 rides to put it at the same level.
I agree. Because Islands too. Don't forget, Islands has the 2 world-class water rides. You got Dudley Doo and Popeyes. Those things are incredible. And plus, we're neglecting to mention all of Seuss Landing, which is a really good kids area. You have what's it called? Kong, which I don't care for, but it's there. You also have Jurassic Park. I forgot about that. Hippogriff. Yep. I mean, there's a lot at I would probably say Islands does edge it out, but they are close. And I think once Islands redoes Lost Continent, that gap will grow because that is what they're working on doing right now. Once Lost Continent is gone and something new is in there, the park will, feel cohesive again. But they are very similar.
I still can't get over the fact that Stardust only has 1 inversion.
It's weird, right? You think it has more, but it doesn't.
It when you say it out loud, you're like, no, it has, and then you're like, no, it has 1 inversion, and it's a great ride.
I like it ever so slightly more than Velocicoaster, ever so slightly. You didn't ride it at night, Darius. You forget that.
No, I went back.
Okay, so you did ride it at night.
I got my night rides on both sides.
It's incredible at night. Every hill is the Rolling Thunder Hill.
It is. Still love some Velocicoaster.
Yes.
Now, I looked at it while it was at night. Does that count?
Nah, you didn't see the comments running.
No, it's an exceptional ride.
I agree. Well, I think we are in agreement that it's definitely not studios. So you got that at least.
Yeah. I don't know. Epic was so. Well, again, the food was good. See,
it's also because it's new. Yes, Epic does have very good food.
And the bar locations, they had some fun drinks and stuff. So it's.
I also didn't even mention Mario Kart, and I love Mario Kart.
That Nintendo World alone is amazing. Like you can spend just hours running around that land.
That's what they did.
There's more adults running around getting coins and doing challenges than kids. You did something right.
Yeah, I know. I remember one of the things when the Donkey Kong, I guess you got to get like each one. So like it was like had to rotate between a kid, and then it was like 2 me and 12.
Drums?
No, it was the other like. It's in between the drums and it's on the center thing. I forgot you had to stop it right.
Oh, the
slot machine.
Yes.
Yeah. And you wanted to try and get each one to get the badges. But it literally was one kid, me, and two other adults. We just kept going in a line, just like trying to get home.
A dirty little secret, aka another cheat code. Your magic band or whatever it's called, your power up,
Power-up band.
just needs to be in proximity to the reader.
Yeah.
Just
You don't need to actually touch it.
just need to put it on top of it while the kids are playing.
It's true.
Not that I've done that or anything.
Or maybe someone you were with was doing it. I could probably see.
Oh, we have so many little cheat codes. That's what we should have done, was a whole cheat code expose on.
We still can. We go down for IAPA.
Oh, okay. Soon to come video.
There you go. Next question. Colin, did you ever do Stitch's Great Escape at Magic Kingdom? I did. I wrote it in 2016, and I actually liked it. I thought it was cool. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it.
I did. But maybe Darius, did you do Alien Counter?
Yes.
I did that. That ride was nuts. When the cast members eating.
And then they repurposed it and toned it down. And
yeah, and then made it Stitch. I was like,
From Antonio, not sure if it was mentioned earlier as I'm late, but Lagoon announced an SNS Scream and Swing 150 feet tall. Yes, they did. It's a couple feet smaller than the one at Hershey, so it's not quite the biggest. It's the second biggest.
It's up there, but not.
Yes, it's huge though. I mean, that's gigantic. So that's very exciting for them.
And it's what? Is it like Nutcracker theme? I remember seeing like what is it themed to?
Oh, I forget.
Isn't it like a Nutcracker on the banner?
I think it might be. I'm sure someone in chat will probably figure it out.
Yeah, they'll chime off probably.
It's an interesting one. Lady Gaga or Katy Perry. Neither one of them are really my kind of music. I'm much more of an alt rock guy, but out of these two, I would probably say Lady Gaga. But again, I don't listen to either of them regularly.
Yeah, Gaga.
The Scream and Swing is called the Nutcracker. Very, very literal. Let's see. This is when everyone got mad at me because I called the Voyage overrated. Sorry.
I think that was my prompting. Blame me.
Let's see. Personally, I think Millennium Force's announcement video is better. This is in reference to Ka and Toro. It doesn't have that, like, yes, it's iconic, but it barely shows the coaster until the end of it. Like, it takes too long. Ka's, it gets right into it. Same with Toro, and just bam, the reveals.
I'd say OG, Dragster, and Millie have the better music.
Yes. See, but the thing is, when I think of El Toro or Ka's announcement videos, I hear them in my head. I hear I don't even know how to describe it. The Spanish music from El Toro, Mexican music from El Toro, and I hear that like doo, 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 from Ka. Like they're very in my head, and like that like epic like humming for Ka as it like goes up into the clouds. Zumanjaro had a good one too.
You know, I'm always going to bring it international. I'm going to tell you the Egenika.
Yeah,
by far one of the craziest line experiences. You get in and it's Egenika, and they're just yelling it, and it's getting louder and louder, and then they make you stretch to get on the ride.
Yeah, that's insane.
You have to stretch. You have
super
to.
chat.
Oh, we did get another super chat. Thank you, Jersey Harlow, for the super chat. Say one controversial bad thing about Great Adventure. What do you try to get me in trouble? What do I say? That's the real question. What do I say?
The greatest park.
I have it.
What?
With the exception of Nitro in El Toro, it's a clone park.
That's not controversial, though. Here, I will say, I think that
it's like the greatest park ever. It's a big clone park.
The lineup is very weak outside of the top three right now. Very weak.
It's very boring. It's a boring lineup.
Clone.
Yeah.
It's a clone park.
It is true. And they also have no flats anymore. I mean, the flat lineup was solid. It was getting better. And then they just slashed it. And now skeletons left at this point.
With the exception of Toro in Nitro, you can ride every single roller coaster there somewhere else.
Except for Skull Mountain and Runaway Train.
Okay.
And those are, hey, don't discount
beat
those.
me into submission. It's true, but their big coasters are just clones now, man. It's like, and that used to be my home park. Well, it still is. It's depressing.
I don't disagree. Let's see. Do you think there's a practical way of connecting Great Adventure and Hurricane Harbor like they do at Kings Island? The only way is with a tram or a train?
Or Nike and Reebok.
Or the Doppelmayr comes in and makes you, because you can connect it through that, the Skyway.
True.
Or Nike and Reebok, man. Every time I've gone there, I've just walked over.
Yes, and there's no walking path. You have to take the shuttle, unless you want to get run over by one of the Jersey drivers.
That's Frogger.
Looks like we have another super chat. Thank you, Starlet, for the super chat. Superman Ultimate Flight is in your walls, Colin. Don't remind me of that thing. You guys know how much I dislike Superman. Just such a boring ride.
So Griffin is what you like as far as drop coasters, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That is my favorite dive. I'd say Yukon is like right with it.
Flying Dinosaur will change your mind on flying coasters.
Well, I love Tatsu. Tatsu's incredible.
Tatsu doesn't even hold a candle to it. I wish you watched FPVs, because it would make you get on a plane with me. Flying Dino, literally, this is a reason for you to watch FPVs. Flying Dino is by far the greatest flying coaster I've ever been on. By like, it's a Tatsu times 2.
There we are. Brian's back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Well, we have another super chat. Thank you, F7. Darius is right. It is a clone park. Besides El Toro, even Nitro First app is literally Thunder Striker. Skull Mountain has a clone in Asia. Does it really?
Oh, Mike,
but you don't get that authentic experience of all the holes in the wall, the light coming through. I mean, come on.
Colin's reaching. He's reaching.
It's not the same.
Thank you, F7. I appreciate the backup.
Anyways, we're almost at the end. Almost at the end of the questions. We need a mall vlog. It would go hard. But what mall do you want me to vlog?
Oh, let's go back and ride Shellraiser. Let's see who can avoid the Shellraiser stroke.
Wow.
Who can survive?
I'm coming out the weekend after next, and I'm going to Big Snow. I'm actually like snowboarding.
The weekend after next.
You guys,
I have to talk to you about that.
Okay. You guys can meet me at Shellraiser, and we'll see who taps out first.
It'll be my dad. I can guarantee.
Have you been to Big Snow before? Or?
Yeah, I go. It's an annual event.
Okay. I went once, and I was like, it's fun. It would be something more like right before the season starts, like, oh, a nice little warm up, and then hit the mountain. But like, it's fun.
I got Big Snow, and then like 4 weeks later, Vail, and then all the way through, and then like 2 weeks in Japan at the end of the season. So,
nice.
Big season this year.
Well, here's an interesting one. If you were going to give Great Adventure a rework, how would you do it? Ooh. That's a good start of a video series right there. Starting it right now. Here's the intro. How do I fix Great Adventure?
Budget? What's your budget?
Well,
because are you gonna go realistic and like kind of have a budget, or we're just like screw it, no money, like money's unlimited?
There's kind of two ways to do it.
Make it realistic. You get $50 million for the first 24 months. on top of your normal operating budget, and then the second 24 months you get 75, assuming you're successful. That's it. That you wouldn't be able to spend any more than that. So I gave you the
It's like Roller Coaster Tycoon all over again. Jeez. Yeah, that'd be tricky.
Definitely putting some flats. Getting a flat package.
Speaking of, everyone's asking what the coaster's going to be, but what will be the next flat ride? We need another drop tower. And we had such.
I would like to see some SNS towers, like how Hershey has the triple one. Like put one or two, like two of them or something together. Like
I want something like
not even as tall, just something short like that, because those are fun.
I want another Intamin. And I also want an SNS Scream and Swing.
Oh, Scream and Swing. They need one of those.
They're missing one of those. I can't believe that park doesn't have one. That's the crazy thing.
There's a lot of things in terms of flats that Great Adventure just doesn't have. We have like no flats. It's rough. We had a pretty cool lineup. We had Twister, we had Cyborg, we had Zumanjaro, El Diablo, if you want to throw it in, parachutes. But now they're all gone. Let's see. Colin, when are we going to the 17th door? What is the 17th door? Am I missing something? Oh, is it a haunted house? Is that what it is? Oh, it's a haunted house in Buena Park, California. Right next to Knott's. Interesting. That sounds into. Oh, this is a brutal one. Okay. That sounds entertaining. Yeah, I'll
hey, Colin, you mentioned Twister.
What about it?
Toxicator?
Oh, at Alton.
Oh my God.
Thorpe. It's Alton, right?
It's at Alton. That thing is what a top spin should have, well, not should have been, what it could do. Like, I've never not been able to get on one twice.
Wow. Okay. Antonio, I see your message in chat now. I did not even realize that's what that was. That's good to know. I got to add it to the next year's list. The next year list of haunts. What's your least favorite dive coaster? Ooh, I got to be careful here. I'm going to say Emperor. I'm going to say Emperor. I don't like Emperor. I think it's boring and it does nothing. Iron Menace it's Iron Menace, but I find it more entertaining than Emperor. Emperor just does nothing.
Iron Menace. I'm with you, Jaden.
I had good rides on Iron Menace. Granted, I haven't really ridden it a lot since like the opening day.
Ride it in the back row on a far edge seat and come back to me.
Yeah, no, I've heard that. And like again, the last time I rode it was around the opening month, and it was running.
Yeah, I got to be careful talking about Iron Menace. I'll summon Jason.
I guess I got to say Valraven, but I don't know.
Yeah, Valraven I also really don't like.
Yeah, I'd say Iron Menace, Valraven, Dr. Diabolical.
Really?
Is one. Dr. Diabolical is the best small one.
I'd say it's pretty close between that and Wrath, if you want to count Wrath as a small one.
Okay.
Wrath's fun. It's something crazy, but it's fun. Burgers or ice cream? Well, you can't eat ice cream if you don't first eat your burger, so they kind of go hand in hand.
Definitely burger.
2026 Europe trip. I want to make it happen. Oh, we lost Brian again. I definitely want to make it happen. Just depends on logistics and time. Time is of the essence sometimes and doesn't always work out like this year. That was originally the plan, but hopefully we'll make it happen next year.
Europe or Asia, Colin? Europe or Asia?
That's tough. I'm gonna have to go Europe. I think Europe's a more interesting place. I feel like I would enjoy Europe more. Just knowing how I am.
Enjoy the food more.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I would probably starve in Japan or anywhere in Asia.
You'll be fine. I got plenty of burgers.
Good. It's about to be a year since Six Flags released that 2026 press release. What do you think is actually coming next year, delayed to 27 or actually canceled? Oh boy.
If it ain't up right, it ain't coming.
That's a good way to put it. Well, I do want to pull up this press release actually and find all of the rides so I can actually go over which ones are probably not happening. Let me find
If
it.
they are not taking a ride up right Q4 into Q1, you can
Here we are, the infamous King Dakar death announcement right here. Okay. Carowinds will introduce a record-breaking water ride. We have not seen progress on that at all, other than land clearing. Canada's Wonderland will add a new record-breaking water attraction. That's not happening. Kings Island will introduce a new family thrill attraction. They're redoing Boo Blasters to become another dark ride, so sure. Not Soak City will receive a water park refresh and aesthetic enhancements. We've heard nothing on that. Six Flags Magic Mountain will debut a first-of-its-kind coaster in North America. Nothing. Six Flags Great America will celebrate its 50th anniversary, debuting a new kids area, commemorative events, and park enhancements. We've heard nothing on that. They have teased the 50th, though. There's a new logo for it, so I'll give them that. Six Flags Great Adventure will unveil a record-breaking launch coaster. You know where that's at.
They've unveiled it.
They have. Six Flags Over Texas will unleash a record-breaking dive coaster. There you go. You got one. Six Flags Mexico will introduce a family thrill boomerang coaster. There's two. So, there you go. Anyways, before I, get in trouble, I used a little wuss when it comes to Shellraiser. When I rode Shellraiser, it beat me up. And I will never forget just how badly it beat me up because it was brutal. And from what I understand, it hasn't changed very much. We'll see.
I'm willing to sponsor Sunday then. Sunday, we should see who can stay on it the longest.
Oh God. We'll see.
And we have to have a intellectual challenge tied to it that you have to do after each ride to see,
oh my God.
to see how much cognitive dissonance there is at the end of each ride.
Oh God. What parks could you see going next after Six Flags America? Are we talking close permanently or just leaving the chain? So if we're talking just leaving the chain, there's a few. I'd be worried about Darien Lake, Frontier City, Valley Fair, maybe. Maybe even Worlds of Fun. Honestly. There's quite a few.
Michigan Adventure.
Yeah, but Michigan's Adventure makes money, though. That's the thing. It makes money, and they don't invest.
Which is all the more reason they should sell it.
I guess that's true.
It's hard to sell something that doesn't make money.
You're not wrong.
I have a prediction. I think they're going to package the Kings.
You think so, huh?
What could you package that someone would want to buy? Someone would want to buy knots, but that's a hard one to get rid of. Someone would want to buy Cedar Point. That's a hard one to get rid of.
True.
Someone would want to buy Valley Fair. That's an easy one to get rid of. Discovery Kingdom. I don't know. It just that one depends. Frontier City. I think the smaller parks are going to go the way of the dodo bird.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Whether they're liquidated or sold is the bigger question. If they're profitable, they'll be sold because someone will want to buy them. If they're not profitable, they'll be liquidated.
True. Do you think it's possible that if they don't get a surge in attendance next year, they would shut down half the park and just put investment into one half? I'm sorry, but half of that park is way too small. So I don't think so. Raging Bull or Goliath? If we're talking Goliath over Georgia, I'll take Goliath. If we're talking Goliath at Great America, they're pretty close. I might still go with Goliath.
If it's the Great America, it's Goliath.
Yeah. Raging Bull's great, don't get me wrong. But It's a little weird. Do you think the tower coaster will need over-the-shoulder restraints for tight? No. It has over-the-shoulder lap bars. That'll be more than enough. And finally, any 2026 bucket list items. Well, I would like to go overseas. That's for sure. I would love to skydive. That'd be fun. Just do some crazy different things. That's what I would like to do. What about you, Darius?
I got a pretty empty bucket list at this point. I'm doing my first solo flight.
What's a solo flight?
Twin engine solo flight.
Ah,
yeah,
very cool. And Brian, there you are. Any 2026 bucket list items?
I hope to get the Iowa park.
Yeah, I still got to do those too.
Any other new kiddie parks I could take my daughter to?
There you go. Credit's credit.
Yeah, but it's not as creepy when I go with my daughter, though.
That is very true. Very true. But with that, I want to get that away. There we go. That is going to conclude tonight's almost 3-hour stream. I can't believe we made it. Yeah, I know. I want to thank you all for sticking with it till the end. We have 63 with us right now. Thank you all for hanging around. And thank you, Darius, Brian, and Sammy, who already left, for hanging out on the stream. I think we just lost Brian again. But like I said, stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of changes coming into the channel. Also, before I forget, I do want to mention our good friend Danon down in Florida. He was involved in a very serious car accident. So I want to ask you guys to send your best wishes to Danon, as he is on a long road to recovery after that car accident. Danon, we're all thinking of you and hoping you're getting better sooner than later. But ending it on that note, I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, guys.